Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, and so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show. Booyah!
Hey, here we are on a Thursday morning. I'm back. Jason's back. G. Bush is always here. He never goes home. He just stays here all the time.
Got a pillow and a blanket over there in the corner.
Yeah, some weights over there, you know. I got some top ramen in there if you guys want to have a little bit.
Yeah, ramen.
And,
I haven't had ramen since college.
Yeah. It's
You
actually
really never had it since college?
Not since college, no.
I don't know that I have.
sometimes what I like to do is I still like to feel the economics. I still like to get ramen noodles every once in a while to just remind you where you came
roots.
from. Yeah,
It's
just get back
basically
to
just salt water with
Yes, it
noodles.
is. Now
It's so delicious.
my cardiologist and my doctor, he don't like none of that. He'd be like, "Yo, G. Bush, how's your
Does your
blood?"
cardiologist call you G. Bush?
Yes, everyone calls me.
it.
Everyone calls
I
me
love
G.
it.
Bush except for my mother.
Yeah.
She
Not your
calls you
dad?
Garrett?
Your
She
dad?
calls me Garrett. Nah, my dad just calls me Hey. Hey, man.
Hey, come here.
Hey, man, come over here, dog. Like I don't really hear you say my name in a while, so yeah.
All right, we got a lot to get to on the show today.
I'm cramming for another stupid
We're
draft.
doing another one of Mike's famous drafts, which
Gosh.
is always awesome, especially because Jason hates doing
I
these
hate
drafts.
these things.
Today's
This is a good
draft,
one, though. This is a good one.
I like
This
this.
I
one
cussed him
is-
out this morning for this.
Jason, G, myself, and Anthony, who represents the production team, little subpar group, we'll be doing a draft, a snake draft. So 16 players will be picked. The best players in their sport right now. In other words, Mike described this in a good way. If you were giving them all Madden grades for their particular sport, who would be the 100? Is there 100 or is it just 99?
99's the highest.
99. So who are the 99s in their sport? So the fact that one a quarterback or a basketball player might, in the grand scheme of things, have more value than a baseball player, that's a non-factor. It's just who are the 99s and who are the 99 pluses, basically, of all the sports. It's not just baseball, football, and basketball, probably where we'll lean the most because it's the sports we know the best. But you can take anybody. The top 16 players, in theory, will be drafted, and then you folks will have to decide who's got the best team. Yeah. G always has the edge there because he has more people that love him in the chat room.
I'll be losing. Listen. Sometimes my people. I tell my people, they gonna make their own minds up,
Right.
man. They gonna give y'all credit for whoever the best. Now it just happened to be I'll be the best a lot. So that's just what be happening.
That's well, all right. They also our chat people are also big homers. So if you lean towards Cleveland people, you get an advantage there. We'll see. Will there be any Cleveland players drafted in that 16? That's an interesting question that we'll find out later. Also today we'll talk about potential Damian Lillard trade. We'll talk about the Cleveland Guardians falling on their face and Cal Quantrill, who's been horrendous so far this season. Maybe even why Miles Straw continues to be the lineup every day. But he threw a guy out at the plate. He's the first center fielder to ever do that in the history of baseball. It's never happened before. That's all coming up today. I got a few beefs I got to get off my chest before we get started. I haven't been here in a week. I'm only here Thursday and Friday the next 2 weeks. Then I'll be on a full week. Then I'll be off a full week. And then basically I'm back to being on every day after that. So there you go. Make sure you write that down. There'll be a quiz on it later. All right, guys, I got a few beefs. Number one, I hate soft talkers. All right? This is bothering me. This is pissing me off. If I come in to your business, I'm ordering something from you, you work in a restaurant, whatever, don't be a freaking soft talker. Soft talkers are annoying, and they should all be kicked out. You know what I'm talking about. Have you dealt with a soft talker?
On the phone.
It's annoying.
Drive-thru's the worst.
What? So hold on.
Can't understand them anyway.
So you was ordering something and they kept just saying.
I can't even remember now where I was, where it really just pissed me off. I think I was at the place. I take my dog to every 6 weeks or so to get a cleaning. Mm-hmm. You know, grooming. Right. And so we take cleaning. It's really a cleaning. They wash them. They do all that. It is a cleaning.
Yeah, change the oil in the dog.
Yeah, it's true. Every 3,000 miles on them, right? And then the woman behind the counter was like mumbling to me. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. I didn't say that, but that's what I wanted to say.
Man, you know, sometimes
Mumble. Speak,
but
please.
you do understand that New Yorkers have like a whole nother octave and decibel.
Oh, that's
y'all go
true.
to.
As loud as I am, my mother was here about a week ago. When she talks in my car, my ears hurt. She's so loud, my ears hurt. And you can't imagine anybody being louder than me. And obviously, I got a much deeper voice than she has. But her voice is so loud, it is irritating.
And you guys are easily, like, as you get older,
Yeah.
you get easily more frustrated and flammable. Like your mother probably was mad as hell that it was like sun outside. Like, what the hell is going on here? Summer should be over by now, but I still want it to be hot.
That's true.
It's
That's
just
fair.
crazy.
That's all fair.
Jason nailed it. The drive-through low talkers or soft talkers
Oh, my God.
are the worst.
Yeah.
You can barely hear people in a drive-thru to begin with.
Yeah.
But, yeah, when they're mumbling.
My dad, listen, there's a running joke. My dad goes to the drive-thru, and me and my brothers in high school, and we still do it to this day. If he goes through that drive-thru line, this man, they're not going to get his order right the first time. They're just not, because I don't know whether or not they don't understand him, but it's that way at Taco Bell, McDonald's, Arby's. And they'll be like, yeah, he'll be like, can I get a fish sandwich and a curly fry? And they'll be like, you want a hamburger and a Frosty? They're like, and we're like, that is completely opposite what he said.
And this happens all the time.
All the time. He never gets
That
it
is
right the first
frustrating.
time.
That is frustrating, no doubt. Another thing I'm pissed off about, people that don't know how to park.
Yes.
Like, first of all, I get it. You know, where I'm from, you have to parallel park all the time. And here, you don't have to parallel park that much. But if you can't parallel park, get the hell out of the way. And if you're in a parking lot, can you please park between the freaking lines? Is it really that hard? Is your car so freaking special that you have to take up to? I want to smash into cars. If I didn't destroy my own car by doing it, I want to smash into people that put their cars in two spots because they're such a big shot. They don't want anybody touching their car.
Go rent a car and get the insurance.
I should do that.
And then do that.
And destroy their car. All right, one more thing. I wasn't going to complain about this, but I want everybody's take on this, Jason, so we can get your attention here for a minute.
No, I'm coming up with some wild cards.
He's got some draft stuff.
I got to do show prep work here.
But this is important. This is about Little League.
All right.
Okay?
Now you have my attention.
I need to know. Okay, so we're playing a Little League playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we lost our first round playoff game, so we're out. It was disappointing. We were playing the best team in the league, and our team has been the worst team in the league. All right,
I love how you're gonna trying to find a way to soften it. And you're like, screw it, the worst team in the league.
Yeah, I mentioned before the kid who was probably our best player had to quit the team. His dad, it was a whole thing before the season started because he'd signed up for another sport and it's not enough time for both, unfortunately. And then one of my other top players was away with his family on vacation. So we were already shorthanded. We were even more shorthanded. So most people, I think everybody in the league thought we were going to get crushed. Now, the team we were playing, they have one really special pitcher, and then they have three other kids that are pretty good pitchers. I figured he would save his special pitcher for the next round because it was going to be his toughest opponent in the next round, which he did. Okay, so I was like, so as soon as I saw that, even though I knew it was going to happen, I told my kids, they're disrespecting you, blah, blah, blah. I built it up. We got off to a good start. We scored 4 runs in the first. We got robbed of an extra base hit in the second, which would have put us 6-1. So later in the game, it's 6-5, close game. We got the bases loaded, all right? We ended up not scoring, and they tacked on in the bottom of the fourth, and then we ran out of time. So we lost 9-5 in the end. But it was 6-5 before they let them out. Anyway, the reason I'm bringing this up is in our Little League, you can't steal home. Mm-hmm. And so we had bases loaded. So the runners can't go anywhere unless the ball's hit or there's a walk.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. So the catcher throws the ball back to the pitcher. It gets over the pitcher's head. My son is on second base, and he picks up the ball because it was a dead ball and throws it back to the pitcher. And their manager jumps out of the dugout and says, he should be out for touching the ball.
No.
And I got out of the dugout, and I almost dropped an F-bomb, and I screamed, are you kidding me? I just screamed across, and the umpire told him to shut up. Basically.
Yeah.
I thought that was such a lack of class move. You were a massive favorite to beat us. Now you're barely winning, and you pull it off like that.
You know they're coming with it.
Am I right about that?
Yeah.
You are correct about that.
Yeah.
You are correct
He was
about
right
that.
about that. Like that's
come
corny.
on.
Like at the end of the day, bro, we out here trying to. At that age, you're just trying to get people better. You're just trying to get people. Some people out here just trying to, you know what I'm saying, be active. Some trying to get better to go to the next level. Everybody want to win, but come on, bro.
It's got to be a line.
I don't like cheap outs. I don't like. No.
I wouldn't. I mean, that was just ridiculous. Anyway, we forced him to use his best pitcher in the last inning because it was a one-run game.
He had to bring in the big right.
So that was good. So he can't use him for an entire 6-inning game in the next round.
Wow.
Although the second best team in the league lost yesterday to the third best team in the league. And I'm
Upsets brewing.
So we'll see. But anyway, that's it. Enough of the rambling. Let's get to some football talk about the Browns there, Mike.
Yeah, let's do it. And our first topic today is a question we got in overtime, I think 2 Fridays ago.
Yeah.
And we did it really quickly, but we said at the time, hey, this would actually make a really good show topic. So let's get into it. Which facet of the Browns, offense, defense, or special teams, do you guys think will make the single biggest improvement from 2022 to 2023? Not which unit will be best this year,
right?
But which will make the biggest improvement from where they were last season to this season.
Jason, biggest improvement, offense, defense, special teams. What do you got?
This was I thought it was kind of easy. You can make a case for all three, but it has to be the defense for me. I mean, that's one that they brought in the new defensive coordinator. They overhauled the front four. It's pretty evident they have the longest way to go. They were at the bottom, and they have the highest ceiling for growth. Certainly, you can make the case for offense and Deshaun Watson at the quarterback if he plays the way he's capable of playing. But when you just look at the scheme, just didn't fit the personnel last year. I felt like on the defensive side of the ball, players were frustrated that nothing ever changed, and they just kept doing the same things over and over and over again. Obviously, we know about the talent they have in the secondary with 3 top cornerbacks. I'm optimistic that the line will play up to sort of the expectation, and under Jim Schwartz's system, the chaos that they create up front. You know, it's been made clear to us that, like, basically the job of the front four is create chaos. That's it. And I think they have the personnel to do that. So for me, this was kind of a slam dunk. It's the defense.
Yeah, this is actually kind of. I'm with you. It's easy. It's the defense. The defense for the Cleveland Browns actually cost them a lot of games, man. The Browns were in a lot of games. If you go back and look at the yardage, you go back and look at just the time of possession. Go back and look at some of the games that they were even winning against the Chargers. They were up in that game. They were up a lot, you know, in these games where you would think with Jacoby Brissett, they wouldn't be able to continue to be in the game, but they were in the game like most of these games. So when you look at not being able to stop the run, no turnovers, really no pressure, you know, just overall missed assignments, just it's a lack of just identity. If you turned on the Browns defense and you looked at what they were trying to do, you couldn't give a honest assessment of what is their identity, and from play to play to play, what are they trying to take away? It just never seemed like they were going to try to take away anything. They didn't want to get after the quarterback. They gave up a lot of yards in the pass game, and then they still would give up yards and gash and huge chunk 20-yard plays on the ground. So for me, I think the defense has the most improvements because I think they brought in the most and improved the area which was weakest on the team, which was D-line. You know, Zadarius is in the building. You got Dalvin Tomlinson. I think he was a big upgrade. You got obviously Myles Garrett. And I liked some of the pieces and parts, some of the guys that they brought in at defensive tackle to compete. So I'm going to go with the defense.
All right, I don't agree with these guys. Now, I don't agree in terms of that it's easy. And in the end, I'm going with the offense. And I think there's clearly a case that can be made for the defense. You guys have already made it, so I'm not going to go there. The defense was crap last year. It has the potential to be real good. Special teams, I expect to take a big jump this season. They have a coach who was a special teams guru. They have signed 2 players that are specific special teams guys, something the Browns haven't really done in recent history. And I expect their kicker, who was shaky last year but made some impressive kicks, to be more reliable in 2023. However, when I look at special teams, I still have question marks. When I look at the defense, I still got question marks. I expect the Browns defense to be better, but their linebackers are still garbage, in my opinion. I still have major concerns about the Browns at defensive tackle. They've added 1 legitimate starter at defensive tackle. Yes, on paper, they've gotten a lot better at defensive end, but until we see it on the field and they got to develop that chemistry, that's going to take time. I expect the Browns' defense to be significantly better the second half of the season, not necessarily the first half. The secondary is pretty much the same. The offense has no excuse. The offense has a good play caller, contrary to popular belief from some. He's been there for years. The quarterback and the play caller have been working together for over a year. Not the case on defense. They have the offensive line is on paper one of the best in the league. The running back, the starting running back, is one of the best in the league. The wide receiver is not one of the best in the league, but still solid and improved. Good, at least, middle of the pack. I'd still love them to sign DeAndre Hopkins. I believe they need DeAndre Hopkins. I don't know if they'll do it, but even without him, they're still improved in that area with the additions that they've made, again, at least on paper. And at tight end, they're pretty good. Not in the elite group, but certainly at the back end of the top 10. They are loaded on offense. And outside of, a couple of new receivers, it's pretty much the same offense. The difference is Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson played like an absolute bum. Now, there are people out there that are going to try to argue that he was okay, that it was this. No, let's keep it real. Deshaun Watson played like a bum last year. I'm expecting Deshaun Watson to play like a star this season. If he does, the Browns will be great. I'm expecting it because the guy was a superstar in Houston. I just don't believe at this age, I know he's had some injuries, but nothing catastrophic that should destroy his career. I just don't believe you go over the cliff that quickly. We see it sometimes for guys in their early 30s, but not at his age. Doesn't happen. So I don't believe it's going to happen. So I have to believe he's going to be a superstar again. And if he is, the offense, which, wasn't as bad as the defense, but their offense could be as good as any in the league. They could easily have a top 5 offense. I don't believe the Browns could be a top 5 defense. Now, maybe they can, and maybe you'd argue, well, if they're coming from 27 and they get up to 9, well, that's a bigger jump. I got more faith in the offense being consistently good for the whole year than I do the defense. Now, let me make it clear again. I think all 3 units are going to improve. I think the Browns have a really good chance to go to the playoffs. I'm expecting, a good season from them. But I'm expecting the offense to be elite. I'm not expecting the defense to be elite. I'm expecting it to be solid. And they don't need it to be elite if the offense is elite. And that's where I think the biggest jump is coming from. It's the offense. Deshaun Watson from absolute bum to superstar in 1 year.
I would agree with you. I'll change my vote if they got DeAndre Hopkins.
I thought you were going to knee-jerk swing in 5 minutes from one side or the other.
No.
I think you made the case for us, though, because all the offensive talent was there before. We're talking about where's the most growth going to come from. Where's the most growth going to come from?
Yeah, but Jason, do you agree that Watson played like a bum?
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
So nothing matters. Like, if your quarterback goes from playing like a bum to playing like a superstar, that's more growth than you can do from anything else.
But how many games did the defense cost them last year? It was, off the top of my head, I can think of 3 or 4 games. Just easy. That it's the defensive collapse is what cost them. It wasn't the offense, it was the defense.
To a point, yes. However, if Houston Deshaun Watson had played those games, it would never have come down to that.
Well, I'm talking while he was suspended.
Right, but even that, Brissett was okay, but he was just a guy.
Do you want to go through the schedule, Jason? And
yeah,
look at
real
the
quick.
games?
Yeah, because I know
they ended up beating Carolina, but that got way closer than it had to because of 2 defensive lapses.
Because the defense. Yep.
The Jets game,
defense.
they scored 30. That was defense.
The Jet game was the onside kick. Come on. The onside kick.
They gave up an uncovered 77-yard touchdown.
Yeah, it was the defense.
They did. Corey Davis.
It was the
yeah,
defense.
but also if they don't get the onside kick, they win.
Okay, but even after yes, it was the onside kick, but even after that, they still drove the field and scored twice.
That's crazy.
That's the defense. There's 2 for the defense. What else?
Atlanta, the 12th straight rushes.
Defense.
Yeah,
but let me ask you a question. Give me Jacoby Brissett's numbers in those games.
He played all right.
You got to give me a sec to pull him up. I don't
Keep
No,
going.
you have no seconds right now.
Bull's losing, and he doesn't like it, so
I'll
he's
get
changing the
Brissett's stats in a
goalposts.
sec.
No, I'm not. My point. I'm not disagreeing that the defense cost those games.
Okay.
But I'm also saying that had the offense been elite, It wouldn't have mattered. They wouldn't have been able to win those games.
How many times did I come on here and say Brissett threw a crippling interception at the end of the game, but he never should have been in that position? Like the Chargers game, the Jets game.
That game.
Right, but had it been Watson playing at Houston level, they wouldn't have been in that position either.
Okay, fine, but the defense.
But we're
3 for 3 so
far.
far.
3 for 3 right now.
What else you got?
Keep it rolling.
The Chargers game, they lost 30-28. They couldn't get. The offense had the ball back late there because
And
the Chargers
Brissett
went
threw
for
the
it, fourth
pick.
down.
Brissett
And
threw a late pick.
So come on,
but
sometimes you gotta make a play.
it was the defense.
And
The Chargers are a good offense. You got to expect
Austin
Buffalo.
Eckler ran for like 6,000 yards.
He's a great player.
He had a trash year until that game. Keep going.
They got smoked by New England 38-15.
Yeah, clearly that was Jacoby's problem. Clearly.
Yeah.
Bailey Zappi threw it all over the field on him.
So every game they lost, you're going to blame the defense. I'm not debating that the defense was awful. There's no debate.
I mean,
that
I
they
just think
cost
there's
them
more
games.
room for growth on that side of the ball.
38 points to Zap. That's crazy.
The point is the offense wasn't that good either.
No, well,
Okay.
the offense I thought was like
And
mediocre.
the pass game,
it was average.
the pass game was below average. Overall, it was average because Nick Chubb's great. But if you go, to me, a jump from crap defense to solid defense, I'd rather make the jump from average offense to elite offense.
I just think there's more room for growth on the
I
defensive
mean, I would
side.
rather that happen too. I'm just saying what it is, what it's going to be. The defense, a lot about we see defenses all the time go from, they were terrible defensively, right? Let them get a couple turnovers beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you look a lot better rating-wise.
But guys, here's the bottom line. You guys it's a bigger assumption. Like, for me, for the offense to significantly improve, I essentially need one thing to happen. Deshaun Watson to play like he already has in his career.
Mm-hmm.
For the defense to improve significantly, you need a lot of things to happen. Because
I need Jim Schwartz to coach like he's coached before, and I need these
but
guys.
That's
It's the
not
same
a miracle
thing.
cure. I mean, come on. Did they improve at linebacker?
No.
Did they improve in the secondary?
Yes.
I don't know that they did.
Juan Thornhill over JJ3?
I don't know that. Even if that's an improvement, it's not a significant.
Oh, it is. When you giving up 70-yard wide open touchdowns, no one touches your body, and everybody looks around.
First of all, number one, it's one spot. Number two, it's not. If Juan Thornhill were that good, would the Chiefs have let him walk?
That's not the way the game works.
I agree.
You can't pay everybody.
I agree. He's better than John Johnson.
There you go.
But the upgrade from John Johnson to him does not significantly change, in my opinion, how good the secondary is.
I feel you significantly got better at safety. You are overnight one of the best defensive lines in the game.
I just don't know that. I'm not sure yet. That's got to be proven. We don't know that.
I think that you are not giving enough credit, and maybe I'm going to look like an idiot in November. I don't think you're giving enough credit to the upgrade to Jim Schwartz.
I am,
as defensive
but it's
coordinator.
going to take time
Because it's just, but it's putting people in position to make plays, which wasn't happening.
Let me give you the.
I get it, but it's not like his defense has been great every year, and it takes time. I expect the Browns' defense to be good, but I think this idea that they're going to be miles better from the beginning.
They're not going to be the Eagles.
When you start playing, when you go into camp, every coach will tell you this. At every level, when you go into camp and you start playing, the offense looks like trash. And they always say the defense is always going to be ahead of the offense because the defense can do three things to ratchet up the intensity. They can actually bring more people. They can change their philosophy. And you know what? They can go out and play a different way. If you got a defense that's used to sitting back and not doing anything, all of a sudden what you could do, you could ratchet up intensity. When you're talking about an offense, you got to have timing up front. You got to have rhythm. You got to have a lot more things happen. You got to have a good snap. You got to have a good throw. Guys got to catch the ball. Coaches got to call good plays. It has to be a mix. On defense, you know what we got to do? They call one thing and say, we're going to run base.
Yeah.
And y'all going to play fast.
Let me ask you this, guys. Do you think Zadarius Smith is a sure thing to be excellent this
Heck
year?
yeah.
I don't think there's any such thing as a
He's going to be 31 at the beginning of the season, and he tailed off the second half last year.
I think he's better than what they had. I'm counting on that.
Yeah.
Completely agree. Let me make it clear. I think the Browns' defense is going to be a lot better, just like you guys do. I think you guys think the jump is going to be bigger than I think it's going to be. And I think that jump is going to take time. When you have a new coach and a lot of new guys on the defensive line, it takes time. I expect the second half of the year for them to be much better than the first half of the year. And I don't think the offense will take as much time.
Here's the reason why I don't think it takes that much time. When you play defensive end, there's only two things you do. It's either a run or a pass. Blocking don't change. What you do based on a tackle does not change based on who's coaching. It's either you get off the ball faster than them, you knock somebody into the backfield, or you don't. There's not that much, there's no give or take. It's, zone, I'm going to play down the line of scrimmage, I'm going to push you away. If it's a double team, I got to be strong at the point of attack, take care of one man, don't let him climb to the middle. If it's a pass play, I need to get to my pass rush transition, get to a move. That's the greatest thing about being a defensive lineman. It ain't that much to look at. Linemen, offensive linemen, receivers, they got routes, timing, all of that stuff. The reason I say that you can do that defensively is, at the end of the day, defense is about attitude, playing with passion, playing with leverage, and playing with some intensity and speed. That's what defense is. Either you got it or you don't. And I think when Jim Schwartz is going to give them that opportunity to finally play fast and aggressive, I think you'll see that.
Well, it's a good sign that there's actually a real debate about this, right?
Yes.
I feel like in many past years we've been debating which unit got worse for the Browns.
Which is the biggest sieve on the team. And by the way, special teams is going to get better too.
Right. It's just hard.
I think Cade York in year 2. I'm a big Cade York fan.
I expect him to be much better at defending returns and just being more aggressive.
Yeah.
It's good that they added real special teams players, like guys who that's their job.
Right.
Don't hit
You
the
need
punter.
guys like that.
Don't run into
Don't
the
run
punter.
into the punter. No, we not blocking kicks, dog. All we want you to do, Mr. Fields, we just want you to get back and get into your rush lanes, bro.
All right, Mike.
So real quick, we asked the YouTube community post what they thought. I'll give you the results of that in 1 sec. But I just want to make a case for all three real quick because I think you guys hit on a lot of key points. To Jason and G's point, the defensive tackle situation and their ability to stop the run last year was literally, on a scale of 1 to 10, a 0.2. So even if that gets to a 2, which would not be good enough for the amount of talent they brought in, that's still like a 200% increase.
They didn't have NFL caliber defensive tackles last year.
Listen, I'm not lying. I would have rather had Boogie playing than Taven Bryan. I'm not gonna lie. I would rather they had Arena League guys up front.
Did you guys see the shot that the ricochet shot Taven Bryan took in that post Tyvus sent to us?
That was hilarious.
No, I didn't see it.
A guy, a 5-star defensive line recruit, committed to Georgia over Florida, and he did an interview and they asked why, and he was like, man, Florida don't put defensive linemen in the NFL. The last dude they put in the league was Taven Bryan, and he a bum.
And then there's some big white dude sitting next to him with an awful looking mustache who just starts laughing his ass off when the guy says that.
I mean, he
was
did
funny.
make it to the league. I would think, bro.
He's a top 10 pick. Taven Bryan was a top 10 pick.
Was he really?
Let me double check. I believe he was the 9th
I think
or 8th
he was a
pick by the
first. I
Jaguars.
know he was a first-round pick.
I mean, he is a bum.
I didn't think he was a top 10 pick,
Gee,
but
man,
I didn't
Chris.
follow Taven Bryan's
that
career that
doesn't
closely.
sound right
That's
to me.
insane.
My
That's-
mom.
No, he was a 29th pick, but he was a
first
first
round.
rounder.
Okay.
I
All right.
apologize.
Man,
I
my mom
apologize.
don't even let me call these dudes bums like that. Like,
Yeah,
she
it's
was
really
like,
not nice, but I do it all the time.
yeah, you just,
Go ahead, Mike.
So that's the point for the defense. For the offense, Deshaun Watson taking a massive step forward from what we saw last year and the improvement in the receiver room. Say what you want. I know Elijah Moore is unproven, Cedric Tillman unproven, Marquise Goodwin, we don't know what we're going to get. But at least the talent in that room with Deshaun Watson being more comfortable with Kevin Stefanski, room for improvement there, also massive. And on the special team side, Steve, just take this full. Their special teams unit last year was mediocre at best. They did have the one punt return touchdown, which was the saving grace, and Jerome Ford, when he got kick return opportunities, was pretty good. Outside of that, they were pretty near the bottom of the league in just about every category that mattered. We can only fit 4 on a graphic.
I mean, how stupid is that? One punt return tied for third. I mean,
I wanted to put something.
that's a meaningless stat.
I wanted to put something positive on there.
That's meaningless.
And look at Schwartz behind him. Like, he was like, I bet you I thought I was going to be returning these kicks, not blocking. And by the way, McNuggets, I got a confession.
Shoot.
This is my confessions. You know what? I was in the time machine yesterday, like I always do. It was about 2 a.m. And I was looking at YouTube videos, and I'm going to apologize to somebody. I'm going to apologize to somebody. I feel I was kind of harsh on this young guy after he got drafted because I wanted somebody else. But I'm going to tell you what. I was looking at some stuff, started reading some material, and Cedric Tillman might be all right. Cedric Tillman might be all right. He's wearing on me slowly. I had to go back to it because I had this thing that hit me real quick. I'm like, man, I don't know. Give me Jalen Hyatt. I like speed. I do see what they saw in him. I like his game. I like his body type. I do think he's a sneakier athlete than people gave him credit for. And I just want to say Cedric Tillman is a guy that could be in the mix for some things. As I look at it, the Duke of Knee Jerk has gone back and excised that and struck that from the record. Cedric Tillman, you're okay with me.
Before he got hurt, his sophomore year, Tillman was an all-SEC receiver. Yep. And I know it's college. I know these guys are supposed to be the best in their league. But anytime you make all-SEC in that conference from a school that's not Alabama or Georgia, I do think it means something. He's not the speed burner that you wanted in Jalen Hyatt, but Cedric Tillman is certainly a physical freak that if he can stay healthy, has a body type and a skill set to fit into the Browns receiver room. Last thing on the special teams before we get to the draft and read you the poll results, but Bubba Ventrone, and you guys mentioned, they signed 3 special teams aces. I am not a Browns historian like you guys are. Can you remember an offseason where they ever signed 3 definitive special teams aces ever?
I don't remember them ever signing a special teams ace in years.
What's that one dude? Hawkins. They signed
Andrew Hawkins.
Andrew Hawkins.
Was he a special teams ace?
Doesn't he return punts?
I thought he was.
I thought he was more of a slot guy than a return guy.
Yeah.
Andrew Hawkins, great guy. He's big time now.
But the upgrade from Prefer to Bubba Ventrone, and then adding those 3 guys, plus the second-year development of Cade York, I think this unit has a chance to be really, really good. And the fact that we're having this conversation, and you can make a case for all 3, I think means it's a pretty damn successful offseason.
Here's the thing I'm concerned about with special teams. I still don't know if they really have a legit punt returner. I know DPJ did okay in the role last year, and he got better as the year went on. But I don't know if he's really striking fear in the hearts of other teams.
That's fair.
That is fair.
So that's the one spot that –
And
it's an important spot.
And they have a good enough punter.
Because kick returns have been
Bjorkes
diminished.
wasn't great last year either.
Kick returns have been so diminished because
Right, they're basically useless.
I mean, a great kick returner, really, they've neutralized just because of the rules.
Right.
But punt returns, you can still.
Yeah, and it's a good point, and I'm concerned about their punter. I don't like their punter. I don't think he was very good.
I actually think he outkicks the coverage too much. Like, he's got too good of a leg sometimes. Well, it just feels like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it probably sounds stupid to say.
Jason's saying it. I don't know if he's saying it right, but what he's saying is true, and I've seen enough guys talk about.
I get what you're saying.
Like,
you have to kick into your coverage to get a good stop.
And he's not
Without kicking your coverage or kicking it too high or too short, it throws off the timing for where your gunners are coming down and leads to big returns. A lot of times the big returns isn't because
leads to almost
the
like
returner's better, just a bad
overshooting.
His leg is almost too good at times, and he doesn't control it well. It sounds dumb to say. You're kicking it too far.
No, I get it. It makes sense. All right, Mike, let's keep it moving now.
All right, real quick, I just want to tell you the results of this poll. Whenever we do that, it's brought to us by PCC Air Force. We asked our YouTube community chat which unit they thought would improve the most. And before we read you the answers, we're going to tell you about our dear friends at PCC Airfoils. If you're looking for a job with career advancement and great benefits, well, PCC Airfoils is a leading manufacturer in Northeast Ohio. They're hiring for all positions and jobs in Eastlake, Menor, Wickliffe, and Minerva, starting at $18 and up, plus full benefit packages, paid time off, and a signing bonus. You can apply online at precast.com/careers to learn more. Over 600 votes on this poll. Shout out to the community tab for showing up in throws and voting on this. 76% said the defense will make the most improvement. 19 said the offense.
I figured that would be the case.
5 said the special teams. But I want to read 3 comments real quick because we only got 3. And they all said, none of the above asked this question in September. Well, guys, just trying to have some fun.
First of all, it's a stupid. If you feel like none of the above, shouldn't you ask it in December? What are you going to know in September?
What's the first game?
I mean, the first game, in the beginning of September or the end of September?
You know people are going to be knee-jerking.
So what, 2 games in, we're going to know the answer?
Oh, yeah. You know they're ready to give. Hey, by the way, when people say, they got to show me first, that's not part of being a fan. That's not that's on them. Like, you're part of being a fan. You can get excited in the offseason. Like, think about it. If the Browns actually won the Super Bowl or went further or actually were good, people would be ecstatic. And you couldn't say, it's year to year, Anthony. Year to year. Show me in September. Nah, everybody be happy.
Show me the money!
Come on, man. You can still be happy.
All right, so you guys are probably wondering why Anthony's out there. Well, Anthony is going to be the representative for the production team in the best current player draft. And we did, before the show started, a random order generator to select the order of the snake draft.
If Jason's
Ian-
on, let's do a draft.
Yep.
Ian,
so much.
the intern from
funny, he said that
upstairs
this
who
morning,
comes
as
down
soon
and
as we
hangs out
walked
with us at the show hit the randomizer.
Yeah.
And the order came out as Jason first, G second, Bull third, production fourth.
All right, let's mix it up. I'm willing to offer a trade. I hate these things so much. I don't know who the GM is of the production team. I don't want the first pick. I will trade you. We were trying to do this before the show. I will trade you 1 and 8 for 4 and 5.
Done. Earl, will you take that?
For the whole draft?
No, just those spots. 1 and 8 for 4 and 5.
Are we allowed to make trades?
No, I feel like if we do trades, it's going to get too
Too
confusing.
confusing.
We're going to go
Sorry,
no
Jason,
trades.
you're out of luck. You're up. You're up with the first pick. Come on now.
Jason with the first pick in the best. And real quick, before you go, hold on. One more
That's
reminder.
a good
this
trade.
This is current players. This is not. If you take LeBron, for example, you don't get 2013 LeBron. You don't get.
You get the players
you get
right
player
now
today.
as they are.
Essentially,
how high they be graded in their sport.
Essentially, it's the who's a current 99 club draft.
Their value in terms of one sport versus another doesn't matter. It's how good they are at their sport.
How good they are at their sport. That's what we're going with.
Yes.
That's
Correct.
the bar.
And it could be any sport.
All right, well then, I guess the number 1 pick is, to me, it's pretty obvious. Give me Shohei Ohtani. He's the best player in the game. Can do anything. Can hit. Can pitch.
That's why did you want to pass on the 1?
Because there's not much of a gap in the top few
gotta
guys.
sell it.
I think there's a drop off after 2.
You
in
got
my
to sell it.
opinion.
I'm
gotta
with
sell
you.
it.
I thought Otani was the clear-cut one.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
a
think
slam
there's a clear
dunk.
cut too.
It's a
I don't
slam
know,
dunk.
but
And then with that clear cut number 2, don't even tee me up. Patrick Mahomes running
Damn
to
it.
the
I didn't wanna be
running
I'm
to
in
the
the worst
podium.
spot.
Running to the podium. Kool-Aid Clan, we ready to go. Let's get it rolling.
So just so you guys know, Bo, before you pick,
Yeah.
we put together our big board, top 20. That was the only 2 that we had no argument over the order for.
yeah,
Otani
that was
one,
an
Mahomes
easy
was
top
2.
2.
And now it comes down to you at 3, Bull, with all the pressure, because this is where it starts getting interesting.
Yeah, I have no idea. 1 second.
I just noticed I never clipped my mic. It's just dangling here. New way to do it, guys.
Hold on, I just wanted to double check
blame
something
Steve.
for.
The one time Steve doesn't come out and check on the ADD boy, just assume he's got it.
These are a lot harder.
1 second.
There we go.
Because I got to look at soccer, right?
Man, look, see,
Maybe.
man. Hey,
See?
put him on the clock. He know all
Right?
the baseball stats off the top of his head.
We knew
Put
last
him on
night
the
this was
clock.
coming. I
we
can't
knew
help-
it was coming.
Waited till
I know,
11:36
but
to
I
prep
was
for the show.
hoping-
I started prepping for the show at 11:07.
I know, but here's the thing. I figured one of you would choke and not take Mahomes or Ohtani.
Come on, man.
we get paid too.
Disrespect.
See, I'm going back and forth because I feel like if I take a soccer player, which is the right answer here, I'm going to lose because you'd be like, soccer? What is this guy? Blah, 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 blah.
He got pigeonholed. He
All
was
right.
counting on that first pick. Come on, the Knicks. You the
I'm
Knicks.
going to take the guy who's probably the best athlete in the world, and that's Messi.
That's actually a good pick.
Can you tell me
good pick.
anything about
That's a
him?
good
No,
pick.
I just know he's great.
You just know,
You know
hey,
what team he's playing on in the
He's
MLS?
playing now for Miami.
Okay.
What
There it
position
is.
does he play?
I have no idea.
What were his stats from
I
last year?
assume he's a forward.
How many goals did he score in the World Cup?
I have no idea.
What nationality is he?
The game was not to
Italian.
know the players. man.
From Argentina.
Yeah, I know. I want to know if he
It's
is.
just the best players. And he's one of the
Messi-
Italian.
not only maybe the greatest soccer player ever, but he's still the greatest soccer player now.
Messi would have been our first pick if you were not taking Messi.
See?
That would have been. That was.
All right, Mike Earl, I need to text who are we
All
going
right.
with first.
Anthony, we're going to
want a
take with our
confirmation.
first pick. Look at the email with the numbers. We're going to take number 5 if you want to make that official.
Number 5. All right, we are going to take Jokic.
Yeah, he was one of my 3 choices that I was considering.
And with the second pick, Anthony, I think we're going 7.
7?
Earl, do you agree 7? We're going
All right,
7.
we're going to take Connor McDavid.
Oh, that was going to be my other guy.
Yeah, that was
He
my
is
sleeper.
unquestionably, hands down, bar none, the best hockey player in
Yes.
the world right now.
Yes.
We have the
Yes.
best basketball player in the world and the best hockey player in the world. Good luck beating team production.
Can I really take 2 soccer players?
You could.
I think that's
really,
awesome.
I really don't
Bull
want
who
do
doesn't
that.
even know
Bro,
how many
you
people are
gonna
on
have
the
to go
field.
to. You
we
got to go
talked
to
about
on the
it.
pitch.
We talked about it in the
The
back.
pitch.
There's like, we're no way we can take 2.
Take Pele.
Pele.
Right now, 75.
I can trick him into it.
I can't take 2 soccer players. I just can't do it. The question is, do I take?
Take Joe Burrow. That's who you should take.
Thinking about it.
You should take Joe Burrow.
I'm going to go with, in honor of Tyvis, I'm going to go with Giannis.
It's a good choice. Giannis.
Yeah.
Is he, Jason, before we get to the next pick, do you think Giannis is the second best basketball player in the world right now?
Probably. Yeah, right now, probably. I'd
G?
have to.
you agree?
Yeah, probably.
It sure ain't that stiff in Philly.
Yeah.
So I don't know who else it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
All right, so, G, you're up.
Hey, going in number 2, Bull, you couldn't do it to him. You couldn't do it. See, this is debatable.
My guy Joe Burrow?
No, I'm not taking Burrow. I'm gonna go with Ronaldo. Second, it's up for this. It's up
I don't
for
even know
debate.
that he's the second best soccer player right now.
Absolutely washed.
Oh!
washed.
Says who?
G. Bush dropped the ball.
Says who?
Absolutely washed. Went to
Says
play
who?
in Saudi Arabia for the money.
Even I know there's 2 other guys who are better than him
Says
at
who?
least.
Yeah, it's a bad pick,
Easily.
G.
Says who?
G, you're the king of drafts. You may have just ruined the draft.
Wow. But our fans are not like us. They don't know soccer, so they're not going to know he blew that pick. Go ahead, Jason.
Well, now I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Oh, you get nervous.
And Jason has back-to-back picks here. He took Otani with his first pick.
Give me Canelo Alvarez, wild card, best boxer in the world, 59, 2-2. Give me Canelo Alvarez.
Is he the best pound-for-pound fighter?
Yes.
Wow. That's out of left
I'll
field.
defer to Mikey for that one. He knows all the fighting.
You know what? I'm not a big boxing guy. I didn't think UFC for this, but now we may have to add a guy or two
All
to our
right,
list here.
pipe down over there. Nobody's talking to you.
Alvarez is a good pick, though. I do think Alvarez is a name brand. We got wait, real quick. Earl, take the mic. Is he not the best boxer in the
Tank
world?
Davis undefeated. That's all I'm saying.
Ooh.
But
Then you got Errol
Alvarez,
Spence,
Alvarez
but,
would kick his ass.
All right, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
I don't know if he would or not.
No clue.
I Googled on my way in, who is the best boxer? Canelo Alvarez.
Go ahead. No,
Okay,
I need
Jason.
one more. This is hard. This is really hard.
That's a good topic.
You're ridiculous. Give me...
Yeah, I got something.
Pressure cooking. We got 2 great picks in the queue here, guys. If you take either, I'll be livid.
I'm probably not taking who you are thinking.
Chat's agreeing with me on the Ronaldo wash thing, by the way. Shout out to the chat. They know what's up. Sorry, G.
Man, listen, it don't matter. We still got 2 more picks.
I will take. Gosh, this is hard.
We have a 20-person big board. You need some help?
No, I've got a 16-person, and it was just kind of flippantly done at 11:06.
go ahead.
I can't take 2 baseball players, can I?
Why not?
Take whoever you want.
You take his teammate?
Thinking about it.
He's injured.
So what?
We said right now.
I think Mike Trout would count if you're going
Okay.
with Mike Trout. You taking Trout?
Yeah, give me Trout. Give me Trout.
Just like the Angels,
Might miss
Jason
the
has
rest
two
of the
of,
season.
2 of the best players in baseball, and he's not going to win.
Yeah. G. Bush,
I'm up.
you're up.
Oh, this is easy. See, y'all be thinking like, really? Y'all coming to get back and get me? Y'all didn't like my Ronaldo pick. So what? Who cares? G. Bush has always got it. Guess what I'm running to the podium,
I know what you're going to take.
and this is the undefeated champion of the world, Joey Chestnut.
Oh, I was thinking about Joey Chestnut.
That was our guy. I can't believe
Yeah. Is that sports though?
Yeah, it's a sport.
it counts. It counts.
Get off my lawn!
I'm so
The
mad.
champion!
I'm so
I
mad.
told you!
We
the
did a full
10-time
overtime with it
champion
yesterday.
is never
I'm so mad.
out!
That's
He's
ridiculous.
That was
never
my
out.
guy.
I love Joey Chestnut. He ain't a friggin' athlete.
That's not.
Look,
That's
look,
not
look.
that shouldn't count as sports, even though he's the greatest ever.
Even though you wanted him and you wanted him.
I was thinking about it. He was impressive. That
What
was
a
impressive win.
pool! What a pool! Hey, it was such a great call. Everybody got quiet. Everybody on their phones. They're like, I gotta find me somebody. Give me Rumpelstiltskin at number 10.
I'm talking to my general manager back
All
in
right.
the glass here.
Well, Bulls up first.
I'm going to take, tough call. I got 2 baseball players, 1 soccer guy, 1 football player. I'm going to take Ronald Acuna Jr. Guy might go 40-40 this year.
He's having a great season.
He was already one of the best players in baseball, but I think he moves ahead right now of Judge and Trout, who are hurt. He's the best just hitter in the league right now.
We went to the game yesterday.
He's amazing.
Every time he touches the ball with his bat, it explodes. It's unbelievable.
I mean, he's the best hitter in baseball right now. Right now, best hitter in baseball.
Earl, I know that was your guy you wanted to see. What was it like seeing Acuna Jr. up close and personal yesterday?
It was dope. It was dope.
Yeah, he's amazing. All right, production team, final 2 picks.
All right, so
All right,
we're
so
gonna go.
We have one for sure. So Anthony, take the
So we're
take the
gonna take Simone
surefire.
Biles. Is that how you say the
Oh,
last name?
stop it.
Stop it, why, boy?
Joey
What?
Chestnut and Simone Biles.
Simone
She's
Biles.
an athlete. Can you do? I can't do.
Oh, it's gymnastics. Who gives a rat's
Isn't
ass?
she
I
retired?
do. I'm a girl dad.
Wait,
She's,
hold on.
she's
It's not
retired.
doing a girl.
I
it's
heard
just
she was
gymnastics.
coming back.
She's retired, Anthony. That was a
I heard
horrible
she was
pick by you
retired.
guys.
She's not retired.
She's done.
She's not retired. No.
She's
She's
retired.
retired.
I mean,
God,
she's
boy,
retired
not
now.
out of you.
Simone
Yeah, she's
Biles.
coming back. Yeah,
She done got married.
All right,
All right, so we're down.
Mike, am I taking number 4 on our
Hold
big
on,
list?
hold
Is
on.
she even the
We have
best
to-
gymnast? Is she?
Yes.
Are you sure?
The
You
best-
know enough about it?
Are you
She's the
serious?
best women's gymnast in the history of
What do you
women's
mean am I
gymnastics.
serious? Who the hell pays attention to gymnastics?
I'm just
The
representing.
normal American public does.
Nobody does.
She's returning in August. That means she was off for how
She's
long?
retired.
She's coming back.
She's old. She's like 20.
She's 26. She's way out of here.
Hey, whoa.
26 is
26
done.
old?
That's old.
In Olympic
For
standards?
gymnastics?
Yeah,
She's
come
old.
on.
She's old.
She's been tumbling around for
She's
years.
washed.
Gonna be officially old
She's
enough.
watched.
Okay, for our last pick,
Yeah.
we are split. Anthony, you're gonna be the
gotta
side.
take a
I
side
vote for
now.
number 4 on our list. Earl wants the guy he put in the chat. Who do you think?
I'm going with number 4. I'm taking Mbappe.
And we're going with Mbappe.
Another
Sorry,
soccer
Fourth and
player.
final
But
pick.
we're taking our soccer pick.
Yeah, I was thinking about him.
I mean, he single-handedly kept France in that World Cup game.
Mbappe.
So-
Mbappe.
And that's the last pick, right?
Was that our last?
No. Then
No,
we're
we
going back
missed the
around.
last
Bull,
pick.
Bull, you're back to your last and final. We'll tell you who the other person was at the end that Earl wanted to take.
Wait, you think we're supposed to be impressed by that?
No, I just want to see
It was
what you
Donovan
guys
Mitchell.
would think who was the right pick there. We're gonna see. Hopefully the
Donovan
chat-
Mitchell? No,
No,
way.
it was not Donovan Mitchell.
Oh
So
my
stop.
God. That
Stop.
would have been embarrassing.
All right, Bull, your 4th and final pick.
4th and final pick. All right. We got that that Scandinavian soccer player. We've got Joel Embiid, but he's a big choker. We could go Aaron Judge here, and I could have 2 of the 3 best baseball players. As Mike Trout is well past his prime.
Oh, shut up.
Doesn't
He is
steal
not.
bases anymore.
He is not. Oh, and Judge does?
He does.
No, he does not.
How many stolen bases does Aaron Judge have?
Probably about 5.
This year?
Yeah, tell me. And tell me how many Mike Trout has. How many Judge has, how many Trout has. And-
Okay. As of this moment,
Yeah.
for Aaron Judge in 49 games, Aaron Judge has 3 stolen bases.
Thank
okay.
you.
How many does Trout have? 0.
And the Angels I'm pulling this up on ESPN.com.
And Judge
Mike
got
Trout
way
in
more
81
power.
games, he has 2 stolen bases.
There you go.
One
There you
more.
go.
In
There you
20
go.
in
There it
30
is.
more-
3-2.
Trout's played 30 more
Judge has
games.
way
Trout's
more
played 30
steals.
more games.
What? Okay, so you'd have
And
4.
Trout misses half the season every year these days. Although Judge is going to be out for half the season. Or I could go tennis, but there's nobody that Serena's not good anymore.
No.
But in the end, I'm going. I want to think for another minute. I got to go back and look at my list.
Am I the only guy that's pulling off the top? See, this is freestyle ability.
Yeah, but you
These
also
guys,
picked Ronaldo
Hey,
with your second
listen, you guys
I
are
don't know.
already dead.
Look,
you
I don't
just
know if
don't
going
know
off
it
the top
yet.
of your head, G. I
Anthony,
don't know.
you listen. This is subtitle Bruce Willis. You see dead people. Y'all already dead. It's over. Just get to the last pick. You finished. Let me get my money
Take
off.
it easy.
Let me get my
Take it
money
easy.
off. Look,
I just got to look at one of my lists.
I ain't never seen Bull's fingers move that fast. Look, go ahead, scroll up.
All right. I'll get dinged for this one, but I don't care. I'm going with Joe Burrow, second best football player out there. Let's go.
How do we know he was going to come with Burrow?
All right, G.
There's nobody better left.
Had to go back to look at the list just to pick Burrow.
You guys,
He's taking LeBron.
No. You guys are out of your mind. The biggest fight is still out there. It's John Bones Jones going against Stipe Miocic at 4. You're dead. Stipe at 4. Get John Jones off there, Stipe
He
at
wants
4.
Stipe.
You're dead.
I mean, G. Bush has 2 guys that are in
Done.
Tier 3 sports, UFC and
Stipe, shout out to you, my guy. Not only is he the best, he out here putting fires out in his downtime.
But you didn't pick Stipe.
I did pick Stipe. Stop putting
Yeah,
Bones
Mike
Jones in
hasn't
here.
picked up that he picked Stipe yet.
He hasn't got it. And that's, by the way, that's still the biggest
That's
fight
no
out there.
offense, G. That might be the worst pick you've ever made. I gave you credit for John Jones because I thought that was the pick, and that would have been the right pick.
No, listen, who been the longest running? Who had the title the longest? Huh? Can we talk about
John
that?
Jones has the most UFC title defenses in the in the
But
history of
he
UFC.
ain't no heavyweight.
He is currently the heavyweight champion in the world right now.
And listen, he done got stripped. How many times did he get stripped?
Of the heavyweight title?
Yes.
Never.
How many times did he got stripped in his title, period?
Well, he's never lost a fight. He only got stripped because he took drugs.
Oh, okay. Well, you take the drug dealer then.
He's literally never lost a
Take the
fight.
drug
He's
dealer.
You
he's
take
never
the
lost a
drug
fight in
dealer.
the
He's
UFC.
burying himself. Even the fans can't go with G
Oh,
on this one.
are you crazy? Wait till
Go
this
ahead,
poll
Jason.
come out. Wait till this poll come out.
Well, I was going to take Scotty Scheffler, but I think I'll take John Bones Jones. I can just make a case for it. So give me Jones.
Oh, my God. UFC, please.
John Jones was a great. Okay, so real quick, honorable mentions. Earl, will you publish the chat? Let's get the chat. We'll give 5 minutes for the
No
chat.
Cleveland guy.
Vote
Well,
on
Stipe
it.
is the only Cleveland guy.
What you mean?
So the 4 teams in totality. Jason's team. He took Shohei Ohtani, Canelo Alvarez, Mike Trout, and John Jones.
all
Team
right.
G. Bush, Mahomes, Cristiano Ronaldo, Joey Chestnut, and Stipe Miocic.
I mean, no
He's really
offense.
trying
that
to
team
That's
blows
awful.
Besides Mahomes.
That's
Patty
awful.
Bull did
trying
not
to
like
sell it.
Bull for whatever reason. It was not working, but he took Messi, Giannis, Ronald Acuna Jr., and Joe
I
Burrow.
don't think you could beat that.
Joe
And the
Burrow.
production team took Nikola Jokic, Connor McDavid, Simone Biles, and Kylian Mbappe. Is the
I mean,
poll
you
up
guys
or
are
We
out?
don't even know who that is.
Make sure y'all get on the poll, vote.
man,
We are
production
going to
team.
I
come
think
back
it's
and
clear
give you
that
the
I'm
results in
number
a sec.
1. I'll say Jason 2, production 3, and G.
Yo.
We've got
Crazy.
number 1 in basketball.
You're
We've got
crazy.
number 1 in hockey.
Nah.
And we've got number 2 in soccer.
This is a landslide. This ain't even gonna be close.
So some honorable mentions that we didn't take.
Yeah.
If we wanted to go tennis, Djokovic.
Yeah, I was thinking Joker.
If
But
you
is
wanted
he
to
still
go,
great? I don't
yeah,
know.
he just won the most
I mean,
recent Grand Slam.
I was thinking Michael Phelps. I don't care if he's old. Like
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
still the
Phelps.
best.
He still competes.
He's still the best.
If you consider F1 a sport, Max Verstappen.
I was
could've
trying to
been
think of a top
selected.
NASCAR driver. I figured that's who Earl
Get out of
wanted.
here with this nonsense.
Oh, that,
Earl wanted Tank.
Yeah, I want to Tank Davis. Tank is what 29-0, 27 wins by knockout, and he holds 3 belts right now.
See
God.
this? See
I'm not a boxing guy, so I will plead the ignorance here. Do you guys know Tank Davis?
No idea.
No clue.
Nobody else knows either.
No.
That's sad, boy.
Sorry,
you don't
Earl.
know Simone Biles. You don't know Tank
I
Davis.
know
Come
Simone
on
Biles,
now.
but it's gymnastics. Who gives a rat's ass
How
about
do you
gymnastics?
not know who Tank Davis is?
Because I don't pay attention to boxing.
These guys-
Boxing was great in the day. Now it sucks.
They
Nobody
missed-
goes into boxing anymore.
You guys missed the whole assignment. Y'all got people on the list these guys have never heard of. Who cares about your stats if 3% of the population
I
watches
mean,
the
gee,
sport?
I don't want to say anything bad about Cleveland's own, but your list is awful. You can
No.
you sit this one out, buddy.
hey, the chat shall speak. It shall speak.
Well,
It's coming, right?
that's-
Pause. Like, the chat gonna be here.
I got the second best basketball player, the second best football player, and the second and third best. Oh, no, I took a soccer guy. Best soccer guy, second best football player, and second and third best
That's a
baseball.
lot
We
of
have the
second
best
best. We
soccer
got 2
player, the
firsts.
best hockey player, the best NBA player, and the best gymnast in the history of gymnastics.
Well, I have the best. I have the
But
best
you're gonna
baseball
get
player
knocked
of
down
all
for
time.
gymnastics 'cause
I have
nobody
the
gives a
best
shit.
baseball
I
player of all time.
got-
the
you
best
took a
boxer
sport-
today. The best UFC fighter today.
I got undisputable goats. Chestnut is listen.
You guys would have won if you wouldn't have dropped the ball on Simone Biles.
These dudes
Otherwise,
right
you guys, I thought you.
And by the way, I have Patrick Mahomes. Everybody be quiet. Everybody's silent.
Which gave you a big advantage.
Huge
But then
advantage.
You dropped the ball.
Huge
Until you took Ronaldo.
Hey, I took Ronaldo and then still came back.
Earl, what's up, bro?
If we would have took Tank would have knocked everybody out. That's on all your teams, so it don't
Nobody
even
knows who
matter.
the hell he is.
I thought that sounded like
So this,
I turned the chat off.
Give
but
some.
I-
What about? Did we miss anybody in the big sports?
so
Not
the guys
really.
we had on our list as potential guys to
Yeah.
take if we were gonna go in different routes. Let me pull up the list here. But some of the other guys we had were John Rahm and Scheffler for golf. If you
Yeah.
want to go with golf.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson. in
Justin Jefferson.
This is not the guys
I
we
thought
take.
we
This is
universally agreed to leave that one off the list.
this is
Talk to him, man.
Aaron-
I got no
Aaron
problem with
Judge.
Justin Jefferson. That's a reasonable.
yeah. I don't think Justin Jefferson's totally out of the
No.
realm of. I mean, he's
I thought we.
No.
if you're going off like the best of the best. Luka we had as like the lowest tier NBA guy we would consider taking.
I had Luke on my list.
Yeah.
Kelsey, Travis.
Yeah, I thought about Kelsey instead of Burrow.
We were gonna go Nick Chubb, just for the fan vote.
Stop.
That would have won the fan vote.
It would have.
I love Nick Chubb, but stop.
And that's about it. Real quick, as we let the poll results come in.
Yeah.
This idea for a draft came up. Someone asked me, would you rather have Ohtani on your baseball team or Mahomes on your football team? And I said Mahomes on your football team because I think a great, elite, undisputed number one quarterback essentially guarantees you a spot in the conference
It's an
championship
unfair
game.
comparison. A quarterback is more meaningful than
Well,
one
exactly. But then it got me
But
thinking.
Ohtani is two baseball players, essentially.
Well, I think Otani's the number one pick here. If we had 1-1, we were taking Ohtani.
Oh,
if
for
it was
sure.
Close.
Yeah.
But in that question, who would you rather have in your favorite team's sport atmosphere? I think Mahomes is the answer. Would you guys disagree?
Mahomes is-
because Mahomes.
I got the number one overall.
Mahomes is a better chance. Mahomes gives you a better chance to win than Ohtani does.
So, I mean, the question is Mahomes or prime LeBron? Because a great basketball player can have the same impact that a great quarterback can. I would actually take basketball. And you can swap out a different name for LeBron. You could put KD in there. I'd rather have KD than Mahomes.
I wouldn't.
Because one guy in basketball
Yeah.
can control an entire 48-minute game over a quarterback. Baseball, it's so hard. I mean, baseball is two of the best ever,
Right.
and they can't do anything. The Angels
Right,
can't
but,
do anything.
but the
I think
who will
I think
end up winning more championships, LeBron or Mahomes? If you had to bet right now,
Football hard, bro. Football's tough.
Where's Mahomes at?
Mahomes has won 2. LeBron's
LeBron's
won
at 4.
5, right? Oh, 4.
4. He's at 4.
LeBron's not going to win another championship, probably.
I'm not so sure.
You got a chance.
This
so
year,
sure.
the Lakers are going to be really
Not
good.
chance.
I think
They're
he,
old,
I think he
man.
could. I think he could.
They don't even have Kyrie. You guys, they
I-
didn't get Kyrie.
I don't know what city it's in.
What's
I
your
think,
prediction?
I think he's got
for
one
final,
more. I know.
How many championships did LeBron
I think
win?
LeBron's gonna have 5.
5. You think Mahomes is going to win at least 3 more?
I think he could be. He'll be in that 4 to 6 range. I think they'll be very close
Yeah.
between them.
I mean, in general, yes, the best basketball player is worth more than the best football player, I think. If he's generational, which LeBron is.
Yeah.
If you ask me Jokic versus Mahomes, I'm taking Mahomes.
I'm taking.
Yeah, I'm taking Mahomes.
That's hard. That's hard.
It's hard, but I would take Mahomes.
It's a little tough. I'll take Mahomes just because.
I would take Mahomes over KD, but Jokic is hard.
I mean, he touched the ball every play. Like he has a say in every move, and plus he got a coach that, like, I don't think. I mean, he's not going nowhere.
But
either.
Ohtani, it's hard because he's like having 2 great.
It's
baseball
generational.
players.
And by the way, it's a travesty. If you vote for anybody else other than Ohtani, you should be stripped of your vote because I don't like your vote. I don't care about your personal opinion. Like, it's objectively false. If you're voting for somebody else,
You mean for MVP?
MVP,
I thought-
you're ridiculous.
I thought last year there was a fair argument for Judge, but this year there's no argument for anybody
it
else.
should be. Listen, if Ohtani is still playing this way, you should just tell the people, hey, you're not going to get the MVP. Just go work for the Silver Slugger Award, work on your Golden Gloves, work on your game somewhere else, be a good philanthropist, but
Yeah.
you're not going to be MVP.
Go ahead, guys. What's the results?
And the results, by 1%, 231 votes. In last place, Team Bull with 10%.
That's ridiculous.
In third place, Production Team with 22%.
Wait, we came in third?
I'm shocked, honestly. We had the best team. This is a rigged draft.
I once again, our
second
voters are
place.
embarrassing themselves.
In first place, by 1%, over second place. This was 33 to 32%. The winner, the people's champ,
That's embarrassing.
Jason Lloyd is your winner. He edges out and Jason Lloyd with 33% of the vote.
They gave
Put
him
the chain on.
he
Put
got
the belt on.
He got the
This
turnover
is Jason.
chain.
This
He
is the
got the
greatest day of
turnover
Jason's
chain.
life. Jason Lloyd, ladies and gentlemen, the people's champ with Canelo Alvarez, John Jones, Mike Trout, and Shohei Ohtani. It is the first time the Angels have won anything with these two
I
players
think clearly
ever.
what we've learned, Mike, is that the people in our chat, the same 200 people every day, have embarrassed themselves once again.
No, they got it right. Finally.
The fact that
Finally.
G. Bush was only 1% behind you.
That's ridiculous.
Even if I didn't win,
that's
but
ridiculous.
G. Bush's team was
How are we in third?
objectively the worst by far.
Respectfully,
No doubt.
this is the way you do it as a gracious champion.
Yeah.
As he has all the jewelry on. He has the turnover chain, everything. By the way, I want to.
Cavs should flush that chain in
I
the
want to.
toilet.
I
I
don't
want to
disagree.
salute Jason Lloyd.
Sham organization.
I want to salute Jason Lloyd. He came in with some energy today. I really felt like he was really doing his thing, and I appreciate
I want this
what
trophy.
he was able to do.
I
He's
can't
co-
reach Tyvus's.
He's
I
collected
take
every
Tyvus's
trophy.
too.
Football trophy he's got.
I would take
Now, Bull.
Tyvus's too.
Now, Bull, obviously,
Yeah.
what are you going to do next week to get in these type
It's
of games?
impossible. The people love you. They're a bunch of dopes. And they're gonna vote for you.
No, you had. Listen, I thought you started off strong.
Cereal.
Yeah, you got the cereal too.
That's a bad job by Nick Chubb promoting that awful cereal.
Jason,
You know,
That's
G.
it.
Bush,
That's
Nick Chubb ain't eating that crap.
hey man, I ate some Chubb cereal. Hey, shout out to Nick Chubb with the Chubb-a-lots. I like that, man. I
That's
got
right.
Chubb-a-lots.
Mike, you got some good comments from these knuckleheads?
Yeah, I'll read a couple. This
Yeah.
is hysterical. Anthony, you want to read one real quick?
From Old Ben. As a member of this chat, the chat is rarely right. Shout out Old Ben.
Yeah.
Vernell Jackson says Bull is such a sore loser. Evan419 says we love G, but his team was absolutely the worst.
By far. Wasn't even
Hey,
close.
and you gotta sell it better. Y'all,
Does anybody
It's outside the box,
Is
bro.
there anybody here that doesn't think G. Bush's team was the worst?
No, it was by far the worst.
By far the
By
worst.
the worst.
Far.
Black Play Game says Canelo literally just lost.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, take it out.
59-2-2.
Look, man, I got people that never lose. Chestnut never loses. And listen, if I wouldn't,
sport.
if
Not
I
sport.
if I wouldn't have had Ronaldo, y'all was dead.
Nah.
I came in second with
Oh,
Ronaldo.
yeah, with Ronaldo.
All I had to
I
do was
know.
say LeBron. Dead.
It's a homer
Nicholas
comment. Go ahead.
Nicholas Archlattis says, here's my team. Tyson Fury, Brooks Koepka, Novak Djokovic, spelt very wrong, and Nick Chubb.
That's actually pretty good.
No.
That team
Except for
That's an
Chubb.
embarrassing team. Go ahead.
Brooks Koepka is good.
Koepka's is good. He's not
I
number one in the
love
world right now.
Djokovic is good.
Scheffler's
People
number one in the world.
Do the folks in the chat get mad when I pick fun of them?
Probably.
Yeah, they don't like that. They don't like that.
Or they call me fat, saying I'm an idiot?
No, they're not shaming you. They just said, nah, we don't feel that.
Creative Juice says we vote for Bull we vote for G just to piss off Bull.
Yes, I like creative views. That is probably true.
Jason, I know you don't look at your Twitter, but look at your Twitter real quick.
Hey,
Look at my
Jason
Twitter.
over here intoxicated. He got every.
That went from I don't care to every trophy on the planet awfully quick.
He said this is so embarrassing as we called that he won, by the way.
This is crazy.
And if everyone is out there, let's put it in tag board real quick, Anthony. Put what we just tweeted out in tag board for the people. We're going to show you that. I'm going to tell you guys
That's
about
awesome.
the Calling Companies Championship coming up here in a sec, and then we're going to get into some baseball as we go through. But if you guys are looking for something to do next week, the Calling Companies Championship is coming to the famous Firestone Country Club in Akron, Ohio. All your favorite senior tour golfers, the oldies, but they can still play, they're going to be there next week checking it out. We're going to pull up this tag board in a sec here, which will show off Jason. You can find all the information you need on the upcoming tournament at colleaguegolf.com. And with that, Steve, take tag board full, please, for the new people champion
That's awesome.
of the world.
That's awesome.
Jason Lloyd never looked happier.
That's right.
Also, I saw you in an astronaut suit on Twitter the other day. What was that?
Don't worry about that.
Jason actually looks jacked in that picture.
He
even though he's
actually
not.
do. Like, on
He's
some.
not
Oh,
at
he's
all.
jacked.
Hey, listen.
He's jacked.
Hey, listen, he got shoulder pads in that doggone thing. Damn, Jason Miller, you ain't
He
looking
looks
no
like he's
shoulders.
ready to fight a UFC fight right there.
That all black, and he got a belt
Yeah.
line. Look
I
at this.
told you I've
Look.
been working out. He's
Yeah.
jacked.
Listen.
By the way, did you see Steve Becker's team? That might be worse than G's team.
Yeah, Steve Becker's team is atrocious.
Serena Williams is done.
Serena Williams retired.
Who the hell is Max Verstappen?
He's the F1 guy.
We don't know. Black people don't even know what F1 means. It's like, is that where Steve?
Nobody in America knows
Is that
F1.
Shannon Sharp them? No, that's FS1. No, what's F1 then?
I think Earl's team had oh my God. Earl's team would have had Donovan Mitchell.
I would have had Donovan Mitchell, Dale Earnhardt Jr.,
Martin Emerson Jr.
top
AJ Green.
The top women's Martin Emerson Jr. the top women's softball player.
Wait, I got a question for the chat. In all honesty, chat, had we not taken Simone Biles and picked a football player, let's just say Travis Kelce for the sake of this, would we have won? Did Simone Biles cost us the title? That's what I want to know.
Y'all out here doing reconnaissance now?
I'm doing reconnaissance.
Y'all doing recon? Let me figure out what we're doing wrong here. Next time we'll be
Definitely
picking
doing
these
reconnaissance,
guys.
no doubt.
All right, well, that was fun. Jason, I'm glad you won
was.
a draft. Hopefully next time I send a topic with the draft, you don't go, God damn it, another one. Now you want to know. The belt is yours.
That's
And
right.
speaking of belts, the belt does not belong to the Guardians. The Braves put an ass whooping on them yesterday. With the UCSS squad in attendance, I think I'm officially bad luck. They are 0-4 in games I've been to this year, and they have scored a combined 3 runs in the 4 games I've been to. So I'm going to stop going to games. Bull, Jason G, any last-second thoughts on the Braves series before we pivot and look ahead to Kansas City?
The Braves are the best team in baseball. They haven't lost a series in like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
They've won, I want to say, like 24 of their last 28 games. I can't be surprised they won 2 out of 3.
I said Monday, win 1. Just don't get swept.
How about this
On the
stat?
show Monday, I said just get 1.
How about this stat that I tweeted 2 days ago, but it's still up to date? The Braves have more home runs since the first week of June than the Guardians do since September, late September last year.
That's bonkers.
Just in this month?
They
Just in June?
In their last 29 games, the Braves have hit, I want to say, 70 home runs, 69, 70 home runs.
They had 67 going into yesterday's game. They hit 2 yesterday. How many home runs did they hit yesterday?
I think it was 2.
Riley hit 1, and Murphy hit 2. Yeah,
So
they hit 2.
they have 69 home runs in, I believe, their last 29 games. The Guardians have 66 home runs in their last 102 games, I think, or 103, going back to September of last year and including the playoffs.
Not good.
Hey, listen, I was telling McNuggets yesterday, they're playing. I don't believe any major league team can win with the playing style they have.
That being said, though, overall, since the start of June, the Guardians do have one of the better records in the American League.
You know what I looked up last night? Actually, Zach and I did a co-op story, and one of the questions that we kicked around was if the Guardians win the division, it's because, and if they don't win, it's because. I think their OPS is 688.
That's horrendous.
No division since 1980. Since 1980, one team has won its division with a lower OPS, and it just happened to be the '88 Dodgers, who ended up winning the World Series. But in 43 years,
Yeah, but what was their pitching that year?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't look at that, but Oral Hershiser and all.
Right.
But in 43 years, one team has won its division with a lower OPS than what the Guardians
the
have.
answer to the Guardians will win the division because it just sucks. That's why.
Well, yeah, I said
they wouldn't
the
win any
pitching
other
holds.
division.
If the pitching holds.
But is the pitching that good right now?
No, but it's carrying them. It's carrying them.
But who is? Bieber's at best been mediocre.
Yes, he has.
Quantrill's been ass.
Yeah.
You know, Bybee's been really good.
Gavin Williams is the real deal.
But he's only made 2 starts or
But
3, whatever
he's
it is.
going.
I think he's going to be a real deal too. But that doesn't mean he's going to be great all the time as a rookie.
Right.
And then Savali's been, okay. I mean, so Clase, as good as he's been, has blown what now? 8
7.
saves?
I think 7.
7 saves.
He's blown 3 in a row too.
I mean,
he's also tied for the league, at least as of the other day, tied for the league in appearances.
I think he leads it now for the record.
Back in the
and by
day,
the way, why is
Tito-
Oscar Gonzalez not in the majors?
I don't know if we'll ever see him again in Cleveland. I don't think they believe in him.
But they believe in Miles Straw.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's the greatest rebuttal I've ever heard. Bull, that was crazy.
But I mean, Straw's got the contract, and he's better defensively.
So what? He can't hit.
I agree.
That is crazy. That if that's
the
true,
Miles Straw defensive angle is the most overrated thing I've ever heard.
Plus, I think Oscar's kind of like he was red hot, and I think he's cooled. I was looking it up the other day.
He just had
No,
a great
he had another great game.
I thought over the last week or two he kind of cooled off, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't understand. Why would you give up on a guy who played great for them last year? Why? Because he's got a wild swing? Maybe they need a couple of guys with wild swings.
He has no plate discipline whatsoever.
There's a lot of guys who don't have great plate discipline that are great in the majors for a number of years. And then eventually they go over the cliff. Javi Baez was an excellent player for 5-6 years.
Yeah.
He has no plate discipline.
Hey,
Yeah.
I mean,
Real
come on.
real quick, I got Oscar's stats over the last 9 games.
Yeah.
18 for 34,
Okay.
11 runs, 3 doubles, a triple, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs, a stolen base. He's batting
So
I hope he gets
529
another
with a
chance.
941
I
slugging
get it.
percentage.
I get he's got a flawed game. Miles Straw can't hit.
I hope.
Period.
I hope Oscar gets another chance. I hope he does. I don't know.
This is the thing. Hold on. Now, for all of the stuff Tito does do well, let's keep it real. Sometimes Tito get these irrational things where he loves a guy and he's just gonna play him even if he sucks.
Yeah.
He does it all the time. Like,
I mean, they don't have a ton of options right now, like in the majors. But why Straw plays every day and very few other guys do?
I don't want to say politics. I don't want to say and when I say politics, I'm talking about, man, he just be liking dudes. Like,
Yeah.
why would you not have this dude up here?
And by the way, the Miles Straw contract's a complete disaster.
It is.
Complete disaster.
It
I said
is.
it from the beginning. Everybody argued with me, and I was 100% right. And number 2, he sucks.
Look, man. I just don't think in plate discipline they be disciplined as hell and still don't be getting no runs.
No.
I don't think the way they play is really that can't translate to winning baseball. Like we talk about with shooting and spacing and NBA, we talk about trying to build quarterbacks with medium guys and journeymen and just run the ball. We all know that don't work. We got to come to the conclusion that just sitting here waiting on great pitching outings and being in the AL Central, and that's not a winning formula if you ain't got no sticks. And it seems like they hate sticks. Like
And
even
now
when
Naylor's hurt. And he's their second best hitter.
I almost said first. Naylor been hot this year.
He's been great.
Borderline all-star.
Kudos to Ahmed Rosario, who has really put it together in the last few weeks.
Yes, he has.
And played great this weekend. He won them that one game against Atlanta.
He's still not the long-term answer at short, and I don't want to hear.
No,
that
I
he
know
is.
that, but I'm giving him his credit.
Yeah, no, I know.
Obviously,
And that's
they need
fair.
to let him go.
I
I would trade him if I could get anything for him right now.
He hot.
You're not going to get anything for him. You're not going to get anything for him.
Well, I get more from him than I can't. At least from him, I can get a lottery pick. For Miles Straw, I have to give up something to get rid of Miles.
Yeah, to get rid of the money for sure.
See him need Christmas.
But I'm just saying, if Ahmed Rosario's hot play could get me even a 1, a nothing return, a little return.
If he's like picking it up now and Rosario is sort of finding his rhythm again,
Yeah.
I'm fine just letting him play it out. Just play out the year and leave as a free agent.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you could get something for him, again, I agree with you. They're not getting much.
So what you telling me is they missed on Zanino, right?
Yes.
The
missed on Bell.
The Bell contract is trash.
Yeah,
The Bell contract-
I liked it at the time.
At
The Bell contract is
wrong.
horrifying because it's got the
and
option
Miles
year.
Straw contract.
Disaster.
So you can't have 3 bad contracts if you're a mid-market team. You can't. Those are your free
Yeah,
guys.
well, the Zanino at least is only this year.
Right.
The Bell is going to go into next year because there's no chance he's opting out of that. The Straw contract, he's got guaranteed money for 3 more years. He's guaranteed another $20 million after this year over 3 years. That's awful. Awful.
Yeah.
He is a useless player. Anybody that thinks he's a starter is ridiculous.
Okay, wait.
He's a bench player.
My
He
knees
won a
ain't
Gold
moving.
Glove. He's not useless.
Jason,
He won a Gold Glove. He's
bench
not
player.
useless.
All right, useless is too strong.
Yes.
He's a bench player. Fair?
Fair.
Okay. There's a lot of guys that are good center fielders.
I mean, he played shortstop with the Astros very briefly. He could be a terrific super utility guy who could play all over
Great.
the field.
Let him do that.
That would be
the
his
guy's
role.
got 13
but not at
RBIs.
$7 million a year.
He brings nothing, 0 to the table
Agree.
from an offensive standpoint.
I agree.
0.
As a matter of fact, his only picture they can find is of him bunting. He turning. I don't even know he laid it down.
I mean, imagine having 13 RBIs. How many plate appearances does Miles Straw have?
hundreds.
You don't want the answer to that question.
Hundreds. He plays every day.
13 RBIs.
You
He's
don't,
an everyday
don't want the answer to that question.
Hundreds of appearances.
I mean, it's crazy. He must have 250 plate appearances.
Miles.
What a laugh.
Not at bats, plate appearances. Do you have it?
283.
283 times to the plate, and he's knocked in 13 runs. 13.
He has 85 total bases, though.
That's awful.
I know.
Hey, bro.
He's the worst.
Wait.
There is not a worse hitter in baseball that plays as much as he does. Nobody.
Can I share something that I heard at the game last night that was really mean, but it made me laugh?
Yeah.
So Josh Bell had 3 chances with 2 guys on in the first 3
Yeah, he
innings.
stinks.
And the guy sitting in front of us was like, this dude's not even hitting his own weight. And that's mean. His batting average wasn't – it was funny. It was mean. I laughed.
I mean, he about
We all laughed.
240.
Didn't land here.
He about 240.
Whoops.
Yeah. But we've heard that, like, we've always heard when somebody says you can't hit your weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like, we've heard that before. I thought McNuggets thought that was a haymaker.
I don't know. I didn't think that was that funny. I was still waiting for the joke.
Hey, sometimes the
Never
baby's
heard
funnier
anybody
than
say that before?
I was like,
I never heard anyone say that
That's a
before.
common baseball expression.
Yeah.
Well, like most dudes.
very
like,
common.
I
do
just
it.
never heard it. I laughed. It was funny yesterday. Didn't land
Jeez,
here.
Mike.
Swing and miss. Hey, I did stand-up comedy. I'm allowed to have a
You did kill it. You
Yeah.
killed it.
Oh, my
I give you that.
gosh.
I give you that.
All right, so let's talk about Kansas City real quick, though.
Oh,
they have a
do we have
4-game
to?
set coming up with the Royals. Just quickly before we move
Can't
on to
prove
McKenzie.
anything. It's
So there's nothing that can happen
well,
in this
they're
4-game
what
set.
are they? 2 games under 500.
They are 2 games under 500. They are 42 and 44.
All right. So if you sweep the series, you'll finally be over 500. to
So
start.
what? I agree with you. Like, there's
Yeah.
nothing that can happen in this 4-game set that absolves them of the entire
No.
first half of the
No.
season. It's been
No.
a disappointment.
They
Maybe.
should sweep the series. The Royals are an all-time bad team.
Yeah.
Maybe if the only thing I'm looking for is see if the Royals wear them cool powder blues with the blue brims. They got cool
The
hats,
Royals
bro.
are catching the A's. And who thought that was possible?
I'm so mad at the A's right now.
They both have about the same record, right? What
Yeah.
are their records, Kansas City?
They're
and
close.
They're close. Let me pull up the standings real quick. As of today, the Oakland Athletics are 25 and 63, and the Royals are 25 and 62.
Wow.
So both
Wow.
of those teams are on pace to lose over 110 games.
Wow.
Remember, the record is 120. Most losses in a season, modern era.
The A's are going the other way, though. The A's are figuring it out and playing
No.
better. They're playing. Mikey, are they playing better? Nobody knows the A's better than Mike.
Yeah, they're 5 and 5 in their last 10 straight up, just straight up wins,
Yeah.
and they are like, I believe, 17 and 4 covering the spread the last 21. I am literally 1 game over 500. In this
They're still
bet now.
40 games under 500.
Yes, but I'm
They're
just saying.
still on pace.
But they're not as abysmal as they were in April and May. They
No.
looked like they were going to lose 130 games.
But before this recent streak where they won a few games, they had lost like 8 or 9 in a row again.
All by 1 run, though.
Who cares?
I
mean,
do.
you care for betting.
Betting purposes.
They're
I
both
do.
hideous teams, 2 of the worst teams
Yeah.
I've ever seen
Yeah.
in baseball. We were talking. I was at the. I went to watch one of the other Little League games yesterday. I'm talking with some of the other dads, and we were talking about who the Guardians could trade for. I'm like, the Royals and A's have really nobody. Neither team.
Yeah, not
has
really.
anybody.
Now, the
Roy-
Royals have a couple dudes who could play.
Who?
Bobby Wood Jr.
But no,
You're not trading
who
him.
They would trade.
Oh,
Who they would
I
trade.
thought you meant in general to trade. I thought you
Yeah,
said they
no,
had
no,
no
no.
assets. Got you. Sorry.
No, they're not. A guy.
Sorry.
I mean, a guy they could trade for that the team would trade. Royals
miss-
aren't obviously
miss-
not trading
missing-
Bobby
I mean,
Wood Jr.
Salvi,
misconstrue
but
what you were
the
saying,
Royals
yeah.
aren't going to trade him. I think he's got no trade, actually. I think Salvi Perez has a no trade
Yeah, I mean,
clause.
how old is Salvador Perez at this point?
31,
30
32,
33, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would take him on the Guardians in a second.
I certainly would, but I don't know getting involved in a long-term deal with a 33-year-old catcher
No,
is a good idea.
He's 33.
I think he's definitely got a no trade, and I think he's got a year left on his deal, 1 or 2 left on his deal.
Yeah, well, if he's only got a year left, then I'm.
Do you know
It's
what
not
sucked
much.
yesterday, by the way?
What's that?
We're at the game, and Sean Murphy just absolutely demolished
should've
a
traded for that
fastball
guy.
into
They
the left
really blew
field.
that.
And I looked at Anthony and Earl and Steve and was just like,
He's one of the best in the game.
God darn.
But
He
they
looked
tried. Like
No, I
again,
know, I know.
if
I don't
they
want to hear
could-
about trying. Get it done.
Okay, and if they say Espino and Williams are no deal,
Espino and Williams.
yes. I don't know what the
Well,
ask
first of all,
was.
we don't know that they. What did?
But those were the names that they
I
wanted.
don't buy that. I
What-
think it's bullshit.
Oh,
because Oakland.
All right.
What did Oakland get for him?
whether or
They
not
didn't get a prospect as good as Gavin Williams.
those were those two were
Yeah.
what they want. Now, did they want both of them? I don't know. But those were the 2 names that were discussed that they wanted, plus whatever else.
I mean, Espino's been injury prone.
Right,
so,
but you didn't know that at the time.
I would have traded one of the 2 at the time.
And what if you trade Williams? What if you trade Williams back then? You have Murphy now, but now
Right.
you've got Espina with a busted shoulder. You've got Murphy.
I don't
and no
believe
pitching.
I don't believe they got a prospect as good as Williams. So I don't.
So
even,
here's the deal. I got it right now.
Yeah.
And it's a 3-team deal, which I forgot because William Contreras went from the Braves to the Brewers in the same deal.
Right.
The A's got Esteury Ruiz,
Who's a nice player.
who was the Brewers' 8th-ranked prospect. They got Kyle Muller from the Braves, who was their top-ranked prospect in the whole organization. Freddie Tarnock, who was their 6th-ranked prospect, and Robert Salinas, who was their 18th-ranked prospect.
Yeah, I don't think Kyle Mueller's as good as Gavin Williams, and so
I think if the Braves would have, I'm sorry, if the A's would have made the deal without including the Guardians' top pitching prospects, I think Murphy would be in Cleveland today.
Man, well, he's not. We don't know in the end what it took.
I'm just saying he would have looked very good in a
for
Guardians
sure.
uniform.
100%.
So.
It would have been a huge.
And it hurts to
difference.
see him go 3 for 4 yesterday with a home run,
Yeah.
double, and a single.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Another Guardians thing we got to talk about.
Yeah.
Triston McKenzie is opting to go the rehab route instead of getting Tommy John surgery. This was reported. You take tag word full here. Zach Mize will put it out the other day. He's going to be shut down for a few more weeks, then begin a throwing program. The hope is he can return at some point this season. 2 parts. 1, do you think we'll see McKenzie again this year? And 2, what's your feeling on a player taking the rehab route opposed to going to surgery?
I mean, I don't have the stats in front of me of when that's worked. I do know that what was the pitcher?
Tanaka pitched with the
Tanaka.
Yeah.
He pitched with it and he was good.
He was all right, yeah.
But most pitchers that opt for the non-surgical end up having the surgery.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
We still don't know that this isn't, but I'm fine going this route because he's out all of next year anyway.
Okay, somebody else said that to me, and here's my problem with that. If he has the surgery now,
Yeah.
then he's good to go for 25.
Yeah.
If he waits to the end of the year, this is going to affect his 25 season as well.
I don't know. I mean, what are we talking? 15 months? If he has it in September. If he has it in September.
Well, you're saying September. Okay, September.
But I think we'll have clarity. He's not going to wait
Sometimes
until
it takes 18 months to come back from an injury like this.
I ain't never had no Tommy John surgery, but I will tell you what an orthopedic surgeon said. He said, I tore both of my ACLs. So he says, you can actually play without ACL. Like after you tear your ACL, there'll be a lot of blood in your knee and fluid. They'll drain it out. And you actually, if you can actually get all the inflammation out, you can play without ACL. John Elway played without ACLs in his knee. However, the problem with that is it causes too much structural damage on the other ligaments, not like your PCL, your LCL, your MCL. All those other different, ligaments take that strain because there's no stability. Now, if this guy is a young pitcher and you looking out for your career, he ain't even got paid yet once, right?
That's correct.
If you looking out, why would you put yourself in a position where I wouldn't even think about it? First of all, I'm pitching for the Guardians. They ain't paying you. You already know that. So why would you put yourself in position to further injure yourself, set your rehab back all the way back to 225 just for a little couple of games that 2 games under 500?
Well,
no.
But you don't. I don't think you want to run to the operating room. You want to exhaust all other options first.
Sure.
And I think that's all he's
And
doing
we don't
here.
know what he's being told, to be fair. I mean, we don't know.
I'm not his surgeon. I'm not his doctor. I don't know what's going on with his medical situation. All I would say is I don't know very many people who opt for rehab that is just trying to strengthen the area around it. The bottom line is he has something wrong that's causing him issues, right? He tried to do the rehab thing one time this season. Didn't work out for him. I don't know if he wants to go under the knife. You never want to go under the knife because you're never the same when you come out. But I would err very cautiously on not doing it.
And here's the thing, Jason. If you say, well, maybe they'll decide in September or whatever, like, is he going to pitch?
Well, I think
If he doesn't pitch, what's going to change your opinion?
I think as they shut down and then try and ramp back up, I think we're going to know sooner than later if he's going to need it. But I have no problem delaying this because next year's a wash anyway.
I mean, if they're still going to have,
now if they wait till December or January,
yeah, right. Then you creep it into the following year.
It's probably not going to take that long.
Yeah, I mean, in my mind, you got it sucks, but you got to think there's a good chance he's not pitching until 2025.
What is this? 3, 4? Yeah, because I think they're going to shut down for this however many weeks.
Right.
try and get him back out, and if it's not right, then you have
Right.
it, and you're still back for 25.
And Jason, I think every single player is very apprehensive about doing that because of just what you said. That's a psychological blow. Like, I'm going to go in, get surgery, and come out, and I'm not going to be back on the mound at 25?
Yeah.
You want to exhaust all avenues to see at least if you can get on the field a little bit, or at least not to have surgery.
But it's a problem for him. Now, I mean, pitchers have Tommy John all the time. It's not that big of a deal anymore. To your point for him, for his career, maximizing his value, is it better to go into free agency eventually with a torn ligament in your elbow? Or is it better to just bite the bullet now and have Tommy John? It's going to really depend on
I would
how
think
he
the
pitches.
latter, but
Would be more detrimental or more beneficial?
no, I would think having the Tommy John surgery is more beneficial
I
in the
would
long term.
tend to agree with you
Yeah.
in the long term.
Teams are going to be worried about that.
Yeah.
And you sign a big deal, you go in there, there's supposed to be a 1, 2, 3 physical, and all of a sudden, I don't know.
This could be crushing for the Guardians because they rely on taking advantage of these good pitchers when
Absolutely.
they're pre-arbitration.
Yeah.
That's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, but just because he's hurt, he still gets his service time.
And I made the point, I don't know if you're on the show, I don't know if they'll ever sign another pitcher to a long-term deal. I might write about this here in the next couple of weeks.
Not unless they got a huge, where it seemed like a huge bargain.
Because, like, I don't know what this is so common to lose these guys to surgery.
Yeah.
I don't know what the benefit is for them. I think they'll just take their 6 years or their 5 years or whatever, maximize those years, trade them for the next batch, and then rinse and repeat, and do it again. Now, they did sign Kluber to a deal, and it worked out okay for them.
Yeah.
They got off the big money just in time. They
Right.
traded him just in time and got off
Yep.
that. Westbrook going back a few years. Westbrook deal didn't work out for them. I don't know if they'll ever. They
traded Clevenger. He's been nothing.
Yeah.
They traded
Bauer.
Kluber. He's been nothing. They traded Bauer. He had the one MVP and Cy Young season in the COVID year, but then he's been a disaster since. And they traded. Who am I forgetting?
They traded Cliff Lee.
Carrasco.
More recently, Carrasco's done nothing since they've traded him.
CC.
And next is Bieber because Bieber's gone. They are. I'd be stunned if they don't trade him.
I
this
agree.
year.
I think he's gone by the end of the month.
Honestly, the only reason to me they might not trade him has nothing to do with where they are in the standings. It's that maybe his value is just so low at the moment that they wait till the offseason.
And see, I think the flip side of that, you trade him now because
It's going to get lower.
no, because yes, his value is low because of the pitching, but the demand right now and teams in the race, and I think there's more desperation at a trade deadline to find pitching than there is in the offseason.
Yeah.
And there's not, I mean, maybe the Cubs make Stroman available.
They should. They
maybe,
better.
Maybe the White Sox make Giolito available.
Maybe
Worst
the Mets
case,
make Max Scherzer available. I doubt it.
I doubt it. Worst case scenario, I think Bieber's still one of the top 3 pitchers available, and I could count probably 12 to 15 teams that are going to be looking for starting pitching.
Oh, yeah.
The demand is going to be so high at the deadline.
Problem is
you move them now.
You like somebody texted me or somebody sent me a tweet and said, like the Orioles have all these good young hitters.
Yeah.
Right. They need a pitcher.
Yeah.
Would they trade? Who's the kid they just called up?
Colton Cowser.
Colton Cowser. Like another
He's
one.
my guy,
And
by the way.
they've called up all these kids. They called up Gunnar Henderson. They called up Cowser. They called up Adley Rutschman last year.
And the best one is still to come.
The best one is Matt Holliday's kid,
Jackson Holiday.
Jackson Holliday's the best one. He's a couple years away. They're not trading him.
No.
He got
No
kids
chance.
that old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Is he in
Don't-
Double A? I think he's in Double
that
A right
messes,
now.
Don't
Yeah,
that,
he's 19 too. He's
Don't
flying
that-
through the system.
don't that
He's
mess
the best
you
prospect
up?
in baseball.
In baseball, yeah.
Don't that mess you up when you be like, bro, I remember watching your
Yeah.
dad when your dad was young.
I know. Yes.
And now
it does
you like
mess him.
12.
Right. And so, but like, who are the Orioles aren't giving up any of those guys for Shane Bieber. None of them.
Maybe Cowser.
I don't know.
Maybe Cowser. I bet you they give up Cowser.
I wouldn't if I would.
Pitching is going to be at such a premium.
Yeah, but you look at the rest of their division. Like the Yankees' pitching is not that good.
But
Like,
they
if
could sign.
everybody needs pitching,
Right.
Then maybe you don't need pitching. I don't know. Like I don't know that Shane Bieber is a difference maker at this point. Marcus Stroman is pitching way over his head, but somebody's going to overpay for him probably. I wouldn't want it to be me.
Who's Baltimore's best starter right now?
Probably Tyler Wells has been
That's
really
the guy.
good.
That's the guy I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of his name. But they certainly could use a
Yeah,
veteran
I mean,
at the
they
top of
don't-
the rotation.
They don't have proven entities.
I think the Guardians would prefer to send him to the National League, for sure. Carrasco they sent to the National League,
Right.
Bauer to the National League, Clevenger to the National League. They have
Okay.
a history of
Is-
sending guys to the NL.
Are the Reds making an aggressive move like that? I doubt it.
I don't know. I mean, those two teams have linked up before.
They have.
Could you get Ellie De La Cruz
Yeah, no,
for
definitely
Shane
not.
Bieber?
Definitely not.
Straight up, 1-for-1. Come on, what do you
What
say?
if you add Miles Straw to that deal?
And-
just to make the salaries match.
And Josh Bell for the sweetener.
They wouldn't trade Ellie De La Cruz for anybody.
Yeah.
Otani for Cruz, straight up.
No.
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 Otani's going to be a free agent at the end of the
And
year.
they can't afford to bring him back. Yeah.
Speaking of De La Cruz, did you see what he did yesterday?
Yeah, he talked shit after the Nationals tried to complain about his bat.
No, I didn't see that. I missed that.
By the way,
I'll put it in tag board. Hold on.
in the Little League game yesterday, there was one team called the other team out for using an illegal bat. It was true. And
Do you guys have the USA Baseball and USSSA
You're supposed
illegal?
to have that. And
Yeah.
One kid didn't.
We had that a couple years ago.
Yeah. What was the question again?
Who could you trade for De La Cruz?
Oh,
And
no-
the answer is nobody. They're not trading him for
Nobody.
anybody.
They wouldn't
Yeah.
trade him for any player in baseball. Because obviously he's not the best player in baseball because he's young, but
The contract situation.
because of the contract and how good he is
Yeah.
and how good he's been so far. Oh, you were asking about the thing. So Ellie De La Cruz had this little cap on the bottom of his bat that apparently you get readings of how fast the ball is, coming off the bat, all these I don't know what it is exactly. And the Nationals thought that he was using something illegal, but it was only on the bottom of his bat, and apparently it is legal, but a lot of players aren't doing it.
I totally missed that.
And so after he hit a home run, which was a bomb to the upper deck, he is huge, by the way.
Cruz?
He's 6'5".
Yeah, and he's a monster.
Yeah.
If I'm the Reds they're a year ahead of schedule.
Remember last year when ownership was it last year
Yeah.
when they got destroyed
Yeah.
and the owner came out and was kind of defiant and like, well, where else are you going to go? What other team are you going to
Yeah.
root for?
Well,
was
now
that
they're all in.
Was that last year? Or was that 2 years ago?
I think it was last year.
Man, what a flip they
But
had.
I thought it would take them another year, but De La Cruz is awesome.
Here's the video, Jason.
Yeah.
Wow. I love
Did
it.
you see Carlos Santana, speaking of which?
Wow.
When he hit that walk-off for the Pirates? Do you have that video?
I'm sure I could find it.
455 feet.
The Reds black uniforms they're just awesome. Like they got crazy unis, bro.
Yeah.
They got
the Reds have been
crazy
getting
unis.
huge crowds at their games. This game's in Washington, so that's why it's not a big crowd. But
I have the Santana one. You want it?
you got to see this. Have you guys seen this?
No.
Oh, you got to look at this. Look, I wouldn't
Wow.
expect Santana to do this. So Santana hits a walk-off. Wait, here we go.
I love the old uniforms. Oh wait, those aren't even
Those aren't old uniforms.
No,
I don't know.
them is-
I think it's
No,
the
those,
old
are
colors.
those are the new City Connect.
Those are
It
cool.
says
The colors
PSG.
are like the old ones.
Yeah.
But watch this. I can't believe he did this.
Yeah.
Wait.
This is awesome.
Oh.
This
Make
is
baseball fun again. Who has an issue with that?
I agree.
I
Who
love
has an
it.
issue with
agree.
that?
I
But
love
Carlos Santana, wasn't he always kind of a curmudgeon, like an
Hey.
old school guy?
I don't think
Hey,
so.
see, this is what y'all need.
I love it. I love that.
I
in
think it's
baseball.
great.
Y'all
I
better
think it's
listen.
great.
And if
I think it's
and
awesome.
if-
Now the Pirates had lost like 15 out of 20 before that.
Even more reason to
And if
celebrate.
you don't like it, you can go in the nursing
Oh, I
home.
love the celebrating. I love
Bat flips. I want a bat
I
flip
used to
contest.
love when I used to love when Sammy flipped the bat when he
That
hit the
black-
home run. I loved it when he did the hop and flip.
Yeah.
And if you're a pitcher and you're on the mound being salty, like somebody showed you up, shut up.
Strike him out.
Get him out.
Strike
Get
him out.
That's
Your
it.
stuff sucks.
Yeah.
What? I don't
mean,
even know what this is.
That is.
I don't know. At first, I thought he was like going to the gritty, but that ain't the gritty. I don't know what he's doing.
remix. By the way,
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the unis though.
Those are nice. I like
I'm
those
a
a lot.
fan.
Do the Guardians have the City Connect ones
No, they don't. They don't have anything.
I thought every team had them.
yet? Yeah, they haven't pulled them out yet, but I haven't seen
I-
any
what-
like
what do you-
pre-sketches of them.
What are you waiting for? You have a big G. I like G's though, obviously. But yeah, where's the we don't got no unis.
You
like
know what's
that.
cool is
I like them.
I know we're never allowed to say anything nice about Pittsburgh,
Why not?
but
Nah, people.
but all three teams have the same colors.
I said that the other day.
That's
more,
really
more
cool.
cities should do that. More
Yeah.
cities should do that.
Although I don't want any other teams in brown and orange. Those colors
No.
are trash together. I'm
We'd
sorry.
have to switch to the Guardians colors.
Red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think the black and yellow on all the teams is really cool. That's cool.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is court names. I like that, and I like the Penguins got really dope classic uniforms. I like those too. Yeah.
Are there any Penguins in Pittsburgh, by the way? Naturally.
No.
Well, now
It's
they
not their
became the
natural
Penguins.
habitat.
You know, penguins are indigenous in Antarctica, not the North Pole, right?
I didn't know that.
Okay.
I didn't know that I even thought they were indigenous in the North Pole. All right, Mike.
All right, moving on to the
Yeah.
next topic here.
Yeah.
Is it a star player's responsibility to recruit or try to recruit other stars to his or her team? Or does that fall solely on the front office, management, personnel, coaches?
I mean, I think in this NBA it is, right? Because the players want so much say, and they have a lot of say, when they want to be it's the only sport where the player wants to be traded, he gets traded 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
With the star players. And that doesn't happen in football. That certainly doesn't happen in baseball.
No.
I mean, it happens once in a while in those sports, but it's rare. I don't know if it happens in hockey. I'm not sure. But in the NBA, the players have a ton of power. LeBron wants to be the GM when he's on every team, but then he gets none. I think it's funny, as much as I like LeBron, LeBron wants to put together every team. When it goes badly, he never gets the blame.
Not only does he not get the blame, he
Right.
blames everyone else
Right,
for doing
everyone
what he
else.
wanted done.
He wanted Russell Westbrook. It doesn't work.
What'd you go and get Russ for?
Right. It's never LeBron's fault.
His man backdoor him. He turned around and look at you as you take the ball out. That was your man, LeBron, not mine. What are you doing?
LeBron never gets blamed for anything. But yeah, I think the superstars do owe it to the team to recruit.
Like, look, like I think you're lame if you don't. Like, even when we started this show, like, and people to popular, conclusions. People think that Bull just was like, you know what, I believe in it, I'm already coming here. Bull was not like really like thinking he was going to be on this show, and then Steve was like, hold on, this Adam the Bull character, it looks like he's done where he's at. He's do you know him? I said, yeah, I work with him at the Fan all the time. He said, you mind texting him? See what, I text Bull like, hey, yo, they trying to do this show, blah, blah, blah. This is what it is. Now, after that, obviously, Steve and the rest of the upper higher-ups took it, and we got the deal done. But that'd be dumb as hell for me to be like, oh, well, there's a great guy who's good at his job. I want the best panel in the world on your Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Of course I'm going to make a call. I don't know, would you need me to mow some grass too or what? You should be, you have to be, if you want to win, it's dumb as hell for you to be like, well, that's not my job to do that.
Right.
Like, come on, bro. You don't want to win or not? What are we doing here?
Jason?
It shows. I mean, we're using the NBA as an example. It applies to all sports, though. If the star of your team, if the franchise pillar is reaching out to guys and saying, I want you, of course that's going to move the needle. Yes, that's part of the responsibility of being the face of something. It means a lot more when guys police their own locker room. It means more coming from another player than it does coming from a coach or a GM.
Sure.
A GM recruiting you, it does not have the same effect as Patrick Mahomes picking up the phone and saying, hey, I want you in Kansas City, or LeBron picking up the phone and saying, come to LA, or Donovan here, or whatever the case may be. Yeah, of course it falls as part of their duty. Now, the problem is if you got a year left and a guy didn't want to stay, or he's on his way out, that's where you run into problems where it's not going to happen. But if you're committed to a place long term, part of your responsibility, part of your duty to the organization to make yourself better is to go out and recruit guys. Yeah,
I think I read it was a short on, and Dwayne Wade was saying how it was the year that LeBron was recruiting him. And he said notoriously LeBron keeps all his cards to his vest, even with some of his best friends. And Dwayne Wade was telling him like, "Come on, bro, I know you want to play in LA. I know you do. You just gotta let me know what time it is."
Yeah.
And he said he was mad because LeBron kind of sold him on it. He got here, and then the Cavs traded him in I guess it was 4 months of him being here. Whatever.
well, that was a disaster.
And he was just
Dwayne-
like, I wish I'd have never came.
Well, I didn't hear that, but Dwayne that's a whole other. We could do a whole show on Dwayne's brief time in Cleveland. That wasn't well received from the start.
Yeah.
Like people with the Cavs didn't really want Dwayne here. Like it was very. And LeBron admitted that to me. Like on the record, LeBron
Yeah,
said
that's-
there wasn't a whole lot of guys with it. It was with a lot of resistance. That was the last year when LeBron was here, and they were making a clear pivot in the organization away from what he was doing.
Yep.
He wanted Jamal Crawford. They signed Jetty Osman. He wanted Griff back. They got rid of Griff and they brought Kobe in.
Yep.
And Dwayne was the one move where they sort of acquiesced to him and let Dwayne come here. And he didn't fit in the locker room. He didn't fit anywhere. And they had to get him out at the trade deadline just to
Why did
cleanse
he not
things.
fit in the locker room if he and LeBron are so close?
Yeah, but they didn't have. They had D Rose and Crowder, and then I heard Crowder didn't get along with.
Crowder didn't really fit either. Dwayne and I don't know if a lot of people know this or not. Dwayne and Kevin.
Really?
It was not good.
Really?
It was not good between Dwayne and Kevin at all. At all.
Why?
Did not know.
Just a personality conflict. It just didn't work. And Kevin was the established guy who'd been here for a number of years, and Dwayne was the one that they moved on from. It just didn't work in the locker room.
And then you had Isaiah Thomas, who I hear didn't work as well.
Oh God, he was, and I mean Isaiah talked a lot, which aggravated some guys in there. But also Isaiah was trying to salvage his career, and he was trying. Like I think we talked about this. Like when they went to Napa. Like they stopped the season and went and got drunk for a day and a half in Napa. And Isaiah was trying to get back. That's when he was trying to come back from the hip. So they had to like stop their wine trip and go find a gym somewhere in wine country, a high school gym, and get a run in because Isaiah kept like wanting to practice. He needed to get on the court. But that was a disaster from the start. He was trying to rejuvenate his career. He was just jacking shots from everywhere. He didn't fit in the offense.
I forgot. So you had Jay Crowder, didn't work. D Wade and Kevin Love don't work. Isaiah Thomas is trying to get his money off and get back on the court. LeBron is having an issue with the organization because they ain't doing what he's saying.
And he's leaving at the end of the year.
And he's leaving at the end of the year. And he wanted him to use that number 8 pick to go get something.
Well, and now here's.
And J.R. Smith doesn't know the score. What about it?
But though, I mean, that was my. I mean, this is what I wrote after the Kyrie trade. It was a bad deal from the start. Because all they wanted was the pick. And my point is you got a chance to win a championship, screw the pick.
Yeah.
If you really feel like you have to trade Kyrie, go get pieces that can help you win now.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do that. That whole trade was built around the 8 pick. I had people tell me at the trade, Isaiah's cooked. Like Isaiah will never be Isaiah again. The injury was similar to what Johnny Flynn had. And Johnny was never the same. And Johnny was never – the hip destroyed him. Johnny – I mean, I don't know if he would have been an NBA great or not, but the hip injury he had destroyed his career.
It's the Bo Jackson game, bro. That just goes to show you, man, like it's very fragile. Dang, that is – and that 8 pick ended up turning to be Colin Sexton.
Which became Donovan Mitchell.
Wow.
With everything else.
Yeah.
I mean, I went round and round with them for years about Colin and what they tried to build him into and whatever else. And people – I got yelled at all the time for being mean to Colin. I'm like, guys – Colin is not what they're trying to build him into.
He's a guy.
And we've seen that. Like, we've seen it play out in Utah.
Damn. We had Colin Sexton and Baker.
And those were the saviors of Cleveland.
They was
Colin
fighting
Sexton
hard.
and Baker.
Was Colin really on the same level as Baker in terms of not as a player, but in terms
Not
of
even
like
close.
line in the sand, you're one side or the other on said player?
Well, that part probably is true.
Yeah, but to a much lesser level.
Yeah, to a much
level.
but there I mean I said for years Colin's a bench player. That's it. He's just a bench player. And
don't
people went crazy.
Because he had 24, he was getting almost 25 a game, and people were just. And you got to think at that time that's the Andre Drummond years. Like so, they didn't.
The Cavs sucked.
Oh, they were bad.
I will say
people
though,
have to score.
I will say though that initially, I think most of us, including the three of us none of us were big Baker supporters in this group, unlike Jay and some others.
Yeah.
But initially, I wasn't anti-Baker.
Oh,
None
no.
of us were.
Coming off his rookie year, I thought he was legit.
No, Baker had don't get it twisted. He had moments. He had a lot of moments.
Oh, yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
you couldn't compare him and Colin Sexton because Colin he scored on a bad team.
Yeah.
Right. Post LeBron. So that's a little different, but. Yeah,
Baker played nice as a rookie, and then his second year he was not good. And then the third year he got off to a bad start, and then the back 2/3 of the season he played very well. But that's been it.
And I'm going to have to keep it real. Somebody try to float me some stats for Deshaun Watson, say 3,700. No, that's a Baker year.
Yeah, right.
That's a 2020 Baker year. 27 touchdowns. I had to keep it real with because we said 37 wasn't good enough. 37 and 28 touchdowns and 600. We said that was not good enough. So I got to keep it real.
Yeah. But initially, rookie year, I think most of us were on board for Baker.
Yeah.
We thought he had more upside than he turned out he had.
I mean, this is what I can understand. What I'm trying to do this year, I'm trying to put myself in other people's shoes to understand them. I'm trying to work on that. And I will say this: if you go back and watch Baker Mayfield his rookie year, Baker Mayfield would let throws go. Like Baker would he would sneak balls in these little small windows, and you'd be like, man, that's a hell of a like that's a big time
He
throw.
made Brashad Perriman look like a number 1 receiver.
Oh,
Well, now he's competing for the Bucs job. With, some slappy.
Bull is always there to never let you remember. Don't fall off too, guys.
No,
Don't give him too
listen,
much.
I'm not saying
His rookie year.
I gave him his credit when it was due.
I don't know
but
what happened.
They had to move on. I think.
I don't
we
know
all knew
what
that.
happened, bro. He was on a trajectory. It wasn't like he was Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold and showed me nothing. Josh Rosen showed me nothing.
No.
That year, he was like that first year, that euphoria. Remember they opened them coolers against the Jets?
Oh, yeah.
That euphoria in the city.
That was a fun year, no doubt.
That was like, whoo.
That was a fun year, and so was 2 years later. All right, Mike, what do we got?
Well, this is something that you asked us to throw in here, Bull.
Yeah.
And I am very curious to see how the rest of the panel and the guys behind the glass respond. Before that, though, I want to remind you guys that the Call It Companies Championship is coming up next week in Akron at the famous Firestone Country Club. All your favorite senior tour golfers will be there. We'll be down there on Tuesday and Wednesday as well. So if you're there, come say what's up. You can find all the information you want on the Call It Companies Championship at callitgolf.com. And tomorrow at about 5 p.m., we'll be doing our second edition of the Behind the Glass live stream, previewing the Cavs Summer League, what we can expect from Amani Bates and others as the Cavs open up Summer League play at 8:30 on Friday night. That stream will be myself, Earl, and Anthony, starting right around 5 o'clock. So make sure you tune in for that. And speaking of Hoops Bowl, you sent us 2 scenarios. We're going to start with basketball, move to football. And Steve, you can take tag board full here. These went viral over the last few days, and we'll start with this one. Would you rather be given $1 million up front or a chance for $20 million if you had to score more than 15 points in an NBA game to collect said $20 million?
By the way, before we answer that question, speaking of going viral, have you guys signed up for this new Thread app through
I have.
Instagram?
Yes.
No. What is
Hopefully it's going to take over for Twitter.
Oh, the Meta joint?
Yeah. I ignore most social media anyway. So
Yeah.
I think I did sign up,
I did sign up.
but I'm probably not going to use it.
I'm curious if this will be the one that actually has more staying power than 48 hours. We've seen a bunch of these little pop up, and it's like for
Somebody
48 hours.
sent me an invitation to this Blue Sky, or the April on Twitter. She sent me an invitation to Blue Sky. I signed up for that, but I want something. Twitter has gone down the toilet. I was reading that somebody says that they're going to go bankrupt. I don't know what's going to happen. Who knows if any of that's true? But we need an option if Twitter does completely collapse.
I'd be fine with all of them collapsing. I
All
don't like
collapse.
I don't like any
But
of
it's
them.
good to get the information.
Yeah.
It's good for
I
collecting information.
I do like absorbing the information. I don't like participating in the
That's
nonsense.
fine. Everybody does it their own way.
Most
Listen,
people
there's a
do
lot-
just watch.
There's a ton of negatives about social media. In reality, it's probably more bad than good.
Yeah.
But there are some real positives.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, for example, quick example, then we'll get to this. I hadn't heard the story until I saw it on ESPN. But there's this kid, he's like 19, 20, who wants to be a catcher, a major league catcher, right? I don't know if anybody else saw this story.
I think I did.
And he's from, I think, Uganda. I can't remember what.
Oh, yeah, I have seen
Is
this.
it
yeah.
Uganda?
I think so.
I don't remember what country. It's a country in Africa. I want to say it's Uganda, but I can't remember for sure. And he posted a bunch of videos on, I don't know if it was Twitter or
I
whatever it was.
remember seeing. I saw that too.
And he was doing all these different, because the kid, he's got no money, so he was using like all these oddball things to make a batting tee, to make his catcher's gear, and he was showing some excellent like raw skills. Well, it blew up so big that he got invited to Major League Baseball now has this league that's for potential draft prospects. I can't remember, it might be called the Draft League or whatever. And he got invited to be part of that. And if it wasn't for social media, nobody would have found this kid.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like it's a cool. I saw the story on ESPN, but it's cool. Like there's never been a player in the majors from Africa. I don't think
That's crazy.
that I can think of.
I don't think so. No one comes to mind.
No, I don't think there has been. So
Here's where I think where I think social media got crazy. I think it's a lapse in the generations. Like you take people who came up with computers and understood what computers and the internet was. And so you understood that you had to decipher between what was real and what was fake, right? But then you got a whole bunch of people who never grew up with the internet, never saw computers, and they just gave them everything.
Right.
And the algorithm, the algorithms are where if you start off bad, the algorithms will just show you.
Yeah, it's awful.
There's
a lot of good and bad. Unfortunately, the bad is really bad. But Mike, go ahead. There's never been a player from Africa, right?
No, there has.
Who?
And he made his debut in 2017, actually.
Who?
I'm going to pronounce the name wrong. I apologize. It's Gift
Ngope. Ngope, yeah.
Ngope.
Okay, so it must be there's never been a base player from this guy's country. Where's Gift Ngope from?
South Africa.
Okay.
But, yeah, either way, it is cool.
So
Social
media
media
is
cool.
one player from Africa ever, but this guy is not from South Africa.
No, and it was Uganda.
It was Uganda.
It was Uganda.
1 million or 20 million scored, 15 points is too high. 15
Yes, let's
points is a lot.
put
Okay,
the
give us
question
that thing
back
again.
up.
Sorry.
Let's get back
Back it
in.
up,
Steve,
yeah.
take time, we're full. We have
All
an NFL version of this next, but we'll start with the basketball. 1 million just for showing up to 20 million, or not up to 20 million in full if you can score 15 points in an NBA game. What you doing?
All right, for me, this is easy, guys. There's
Very
no
easy.
chance I can score 15 points in an NBA game. I'm realistic about my abilities as an athlete or non-athlete. $1 million changes my life. It would for most people.
And you got it for free.
I got it for nothing.
You didn't have to do it, you just showed up.
Yes, I'd rather have 15 million or 20 million, whatever it was. But the odds of me scoring 15 points in an NBA game are about 1,000,000 to 1. So I'm not taking that chance. I'm taking the million easy. Now, if I were somebody that was a good basketball, like a good,
No, the
park
answer's
basketball
still
player,
$1 million.
maybe. But
The
15
answer's
points
still
is
$1
a lot. If it were like, if I were a good street player and it was like 2 points, yeah, okay.
If you are, this is how crazy this is.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do this just for Jason.
Yeah.
Even if your name is Imani Bates and they put you in a regular season game and you had to score 15, take the million.
I don't know, man.
And
Earl would bet on Imani Bates scoring
think about
40,
that,
I think.
Jason. And he got drafted.
Yeah.
He does this for a living.
Yeah.
And I would tell him, nah, take the million, cuz.
If you were Imani Bates, what would you do?
Oh, Amani Bates is taking the 15
He would.
or the 20.
Amani Bates should take the 15. He would get the 15.
You think he would? In a real NBA game where the guys are playing.
Yeah.
He's a
Because
hooper. We talked
he's a
about this
hooper,
before.
yeah.
But this ain't summer league. We're talking about a real game.
If it's like the playoffs,
But if
it's playoff defense and you count on him to get 15,
If there's 20 million on the line and he can
Get to the line.
sabotage the entire game to get him 15, he's gonna do it.
he's pulling up.
Yeah, and,
right.
and that's the difference. There's no context in the question.
Yeah.
If they said, hey, McNuggets, you get 60 shots, can you make 5 threes out of 60 in an NBA game? Yeah, I think
Yeah,
if
but
I
would you
chucked
even be able
it
to
up.
get your shot off in an NBA game?
I mean, if we're playing a real game and dudes are driving and they're
Yeah.
collapsing and someone's not just hugged to me, yeah, I
And
can
Mikey
shot.
standing in the corner, they're gonna play off
Yeah.
him.
Okay,
He's
so
gonna
you
get
would
a
go
shot.
for it.
No, I wouldn't because I
Oh.
don't think that's how. The way I take this is in the flow of a game. Could
Yeah.
a person score?
Well, then the question, that's a kind of a bad question because no regular Joe could do that.
no regular.
no regular Joe. Yeah,
I
it's not a
promise you, there's
chance.
people who think they could.
Who think they
I
could.
promise
We
you,
have
there's
people
I
in the chat
guarantee
saying
you
they think
Tyvus
they
thinks he
could.
could.
Oh, for sure.
100%. He had no chance. He had no chance.
Tyvus is getting locked up.
No
Handcuffed.
chance.
You gotta think about it. If the other team is trying, like if they have an incentive, like, do you know, like, the dream team, Scottie Pippen said, no, me and Michael Jordan made sure Tony Kukoc wasn't gonna
Yeah,
score.
that's
That's
right.
Kukoc. What do you do you understand how much?
Yeah.
Nah.
I'll tell you somebody else we know that would go for it, Dustin.
Oh, for sure.
Although
yeah.
he's getting older now.
Yeah. 10 years ago.
10 years ago, he would have he could have scored a basket maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
And now look, bro,
He is a hell of an athlete.
Great athlete.
Hey, take the bag and run.
Yeah. That's an easy one.
Yeah.
If there's
money.
I say it all the time. If there's $1 on the driveway, if there's $1 in the street, pick it up. You want to give me $1 million?
There
I'll
it
take
is.
it.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
take
not
the
passing
million
on $1 million.
and I'll turn it into 10,
The,
Yeah, right.
number,
15.
the number of regular people, including myself, that could score 5 points in 48 minutes in a regular NBA game, that could score 3 points,
Right. Well,
is absurd.
Plus, the
lead low.
48 minutes is crazy because you'd be exhausted.
gassed,
You
yeah.
couldn't play 48 minutes.
Like, do you know?
I couldn't play 2 minutes.
Do you know? Some people say, "Oh my gosh, you're really big." Like some people, you're the biggest person I've ever seen. I'm like, well, you ain't seen a lot of people. Wait
He's
till
the
these
second smallest
6'10".
person on an NBA court.
6'10". These guards is 6'4", 6'3".
Yeah.
DeJounte Murray giving you work.
Yeah, you're an average guard height.
Average guard height.
Yeah.
All right, the next one, I don't know if this is more or less realistic. G, I actually need your opinion on if this is more realistic or less, but same premise. This is the NFL version.
Okay.
Get $1 million just for showing up, or get 10 if you can gain 5 yards on 10 carries.
Oh, listen, give me the $10 million.
You would go for the $10 million?
Hell yeah. 10 carries in an NFL game, you got to get 5 yards. You could fall for 2.
That's definitely more realistic because if you were, you might not get touched if it's a good enough offensive line.
Give me the Browns' offensive line.
Now, I wouldn't do it because I don't know. I just could. It would take me too long to get going.
Think about listen, they can put you at fullback.
Yeah.
All it is turn around, boom.
Yeah, but
And
I would have to be untouched. It would be,
you can get 2 yards, bro. All you have to do is
think
fall.
I can get I appreciate your
2 yards a
confidence in
carry.
me.
But look, especially if you got the Browns line right
No,
there.
I'd only have to get 1 yard to carry. 5 yards.
5 yards. And you get 10 carries? Come on, that's easy.
Oh, no, 10 carries. I'd only have
Half
to
a
average
yard.
0.6 yards per carry.
A foot and a half on.
Could I do that? That's definitely more realistic
But
than the
after you
basketball.
get hit 3, 4, 5 times, can you get up and do it again?
Now, if you're concussed,
Yeah.
Yeah, the question is, can you get up after the first carry? That's the real question.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
or here's the thing.
I would just grab onto Joel Batonio's back.
That's it. That's 2 yards right there.
Oh, save my life, please.
Hey, listen. You got Batonio, Pochich, and Teller. That's a nice. Listen, I'm taking that. And if it's me, I'm tall. I could fall for it for 3
Will you
yards.
run
still
behind
taking the
Jed
bill.
Wills on this bet? Will you run behind
No.
Jed Wills?
I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I'd
Ole
take the
Block.
million. But I admit that the 23-year-old me would have gone for this. But
See,
now, no chance.
What's funny is, these both went mega viral on
Yeah.
Twitter, and there was a lot of NFL defensive linemen coming out being like, "There's not a chance in hell you're getting 5 yards," and
I
I
agree with that.
understand that they're protecting their own sport. Like I get, and obviously 5 yards and 10 carries is not impressive. You would never be able to succeed in the NFL with that, but if they know you're running the ball, and I guess there's all context to this. Like, is it 10 straight run plays?
Right.
Or
is it in the course of a game and they don't know what's happening?
And they don't know when it's coming.
And they
or
don't know you're a slapdick just standing
Yeah,
in the
like I
backfield.
don't know, but to see all of them come out and be like,
They're
"There's
ridiculous.
not a chance in hell." Like,
Bro.
I lean
Would it be
towards
the
the
funniest
million.
thing ever if I was standing at fullback at 330 pounds?
Whoever's saying that
It's a pulling guard ball.
they don't never want to make it seem like a regular person can do what they do. But if you're a pragmatic defensive lineman, you understand that it's not the ball carrier that you're worried about. It's the offensive lineman.
Right.
That's what we don't deal with the ball carrier. We deal with getting off this
Well,
block.
G, do you think real quick, like me, you see me in the gym?
Yes.
Do you think I could get 5 yards on
Yes.
10 carries?
On 10 carries, yes. Yeah.
I think she's wrong, but
Goal
kinda
line.
like too.
Goal line is. Why do you think every team goes for it on 4th and 1?
Because they have NFL caliber players, not
Yeah.
us.
And you can push them too.
Yeah.
Now you can push somebody from the back.
Could I
think-
QB sneak
would
the
we
5
all
the 10
agree that the
carries?
football
Yeah.
one is more doable
Yes.
than the basketball
Oh, for
one?
sure.
Yes.
Right? Does
Yes.
anybody disagree with that?
15 points that's like
15 points for a regular Joe is impossible.
impossible.
5 yards for regular Joe, if you're in great shape, might be possible because you'd have the protection of an offensive line.
Yeah.
You could do a rugby scrum.
I don't think I could do it. I don't know. I don't.
All right,
think
let's go through the cast.
Yeah.
Earl, do you think Earl could get 5 on 10?
No.
I don't think anyone here can.
I don't
think
think
Tyvus
anybody
could.
can either.
On
Well,
carries?
Tyvus could.
5 yards?
Tyvus could get 5 yards on 10 carries, yes.
Tyvus could get 5 yards on 5 carries.
Probably.
I would agree with you there.
I'm more worried about.
but
I
Tyvus
think-
just stopped playing like a year or two
Yeah,
ago.
it's not the distance. It's me getting hit. Could I get up after getting hit
Right.
once?
You're not-
That to me is the question. and I'm
McNuggets,
not sure
all
I'll
you
be
would
able
have to
survive.
do is if you got low and just dove forward, that's 2 yards.
Gee, 15 years ago, I would have said you could do it. You're too old now. No offense.
Hey,
Definitely Jason and I can't. No way Mike can. No way Earl can. No way Anthony can.
How many? Yeah, 5 guys. 5 yards is not that much. 5 yards is from here.
I'm
to
aware.
See, you're saying that because you played against guys that played in the NFL.
Well, you do have blockers, though, Bull.
I know, but we can't Well, I mean, maybe Mike and Earl, maybe, but I can't even get out of my stance quick enough to get going.
I pulled a muscle in my back working out on Monday, man. I'm gonna be 47 years old in a couple weeks. I'm not getting 5
Who would
yards.
win in a race between Mike and Earl, by the way?
I'd beat Earl in a race.
You'd beat Earl in a race?
Yeah. I'm still fast.
I don't know if Earl got no quick twitch muscles.
No.
Earl look
He's
like
a NASCAR fan.
Yeah, he don't. I don't know if he hasn't done no plyometrics, and he told me he can't hoop. So
Yeah, he can't. He can't hoop. I'm not gonna rephrase the.
How have we
exactly
never
what he said.
played basketball as a group?
I literally told Tyvis where to show up tonight.
No, but we
to
wouldn't
hoop.
go to with all these good players, just us, just having some fun.
because
Rent out the Rocky River Rec Center. Let's do it.
We can play outside. We don't need to rent
I
anything.
mean,
My knees don't work outside
No,
anymore.
no. Look, I mean, the reason we haven't done it is
I don't wanna
because
tear my Achilles.
Is Tegna giving out insurance all of a sudden? Where's this? I think, yeah.
Overtime. See the
See you
set.
overtime next.